I got them bless you. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it do, what the business is. Folk running over what the devil saying. Shoes, pants, chest, shoulders. Get up, off me, don't get close. I got them bless, it ain't over. I got them bless, tell it's over. Damn. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it like, don't trip. The business finna make the boat tip. Folk running over that ice cold, but I won't slip. In my back like, in my bag like road trip, switch stands, do my dance, dog, he really don't miss. I don't need a crystal unless it's hot sauce, brother. And I ain't gotta sell my soul just to pop off, brother. Ain't no demon time when you anointed. I keep it regal like movies and hop out like I'm getting dropped off, brother. All smelling brand new. We don't rock with the flakes, call me shampoo. We just tryna spread that light, bring them lamps through. Just got me thinking that it's nothing that I can't do. Feeling like the champ too.
We just out here praising God, looking fly, you know, regular day.
No pressure, look how God done bless you. Wonder why I'm feeling extra.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another edition of the Wrap Up Podcast, where we dive into the latest news, sports, and culture. I am your host, SirLennieB. We got a good show for y'all. Let me add Reebok Rob. Reebok.
Yo, what's up, baby?
What up? You know, I had to put a little soulful, you know, that's how I was feeling today, you know, just a nice track, you know, get us in.
Yeah, dog, cause you have people worried with that Cash Money run you was on, but
yeah,
they thought it was 1998 again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they was
taking over for the 99.
They was ready for YK. Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, how your week going, man?
It's going good so far, bro. I really cannot complain. I can't complain, bro, because, like, I'll put it like this, man. Like, all of it's ugly. So I fixed my way of looking at it so all of it's pretty. You know what I mean? I just fixed my way of looking at things, and I'm like, bro, I can't let that perspective will change your directive, dog.
Man, 100%, bro. 100%, man. It's how the saying go, it's 10% what happens to you, 90% of how you react to it. And
it's all a mindset.
It really is, bro. And that's kind of like one thing that you know, you learn and you just try to you know, maneuver through this thing called life, you know, and we're gonna have bad days. We're gonna have things that happen to us. So and it's one of them things where we know it.
Right.
You know,
that's coming.
We know, somebody at work is going to get on your nerves. We know somebody is going to, drive crazy. And all of those types of things, bro. And it's really how you react to all the things that come your way. That's what's going to, determine, your day, your week, your month, your year, because you can have a setback year off of one day.
Right. You can let that ruin your whole year.
Right.
I'm glad you may have inadvertently did this, but I needed this.
Yeah.
When you said road, like people driving crazy, bro. I don't know who I am when I get hit with that road rage, dog. It turns me into someone who I don't even know myself, bro.
Yeah.
It just makes me so angry because I'm like, why can't you drive?
Yeah. I hear you. What's up, Kathy? What's up, Bug? How y'all feeling out there? Y'all good?
Bug.
Yeah. Yeah, Bug in the building. Yeah, I appreciate everyone for stopping through on a Wednesday. Everybody in the chat,
Real quick.
appreciate you, Ree, and everybody that's just tuning in, and the ones that just watch it after the live stream. I appreciate everyone for continuously rocking with us, and yeah, but yeah. So, bro, you so road the road rage is a real thing, for you, I guess.
Yes. So I had a weak moment
Right.
Monday morning. It was they hit me with some road. I got hit with some road rage, and
Let me ask you
like
this: what was you listening to?
honestly, I was listening to like Johnny Gill or like something
Ooh.
like that. Like it was like some
Okay.
old '90s R&B, and it just I feel like this person went out of their way to try and, you know what I mean. So if you just don't know how to drive,
Yeah.
whatever. When I feel like it's direct though, that's when I take issue
Right.
with it, and I felt like it was direct, and I said some stuff, man. Obviously, window up, like I didn't let my window down and let
Yeah.
freedom ring. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
I definitely it was to the point where where I was like I was yelling, ah! I was going crazy, and I pulled up to work, and I like adjusted my rear view, and I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I was like,
Right.
"Who are you?" You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, it
Yeah.
was. But I historically have a pretty bad road rage, just because it's one of those. I That's one of my flaws. Like I can't say
Yeah.
like that's one of those things about me. It's a flaw,
Yeah.
like road rage and uh, not meeting people on their level, like expecting people to have common sense already. You create your own heartbreak when you think that someone is. You have to meet people where they're at. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not everyone is going to have the same level of common sense that you do. So the quicker you understand that, the less, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
you have to go in and let them surprise you with the level of common sense they have.
Right. Yeah. Almost like a don't give expectations on someone that you didn't, let it be known in a way of like this is
Right.
my expectation of you.
Correct.
Um
Yes.
yeah, I think everything as far as my week is pretty good. I kind of just been out of element a little bit, not not necessarily down, but in a sense of like helplessness, right? So Keish went to Orlando for a conference, and she was supposed to be back, and shoot, she's still stuck right now.
She
And
extended it.
yeah, well,
I
I
live.
mean, yeah. So like with everything that's going on in the Crowdstrike and all of that good stuff, it really affected um life personally, hit home,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. So it's one of them things where it's just like, man, you can't even really enjoy life, even though she has high spirits, and she don't really um maybe by default sometimes she don't really you know show the baby side of her as much to me. She probably will give it to someone else, because of just who I am, I guess. But I just let her know, like, hey, let it out. Because I would be frustrated too if I was stuck.
This is a situation where you can
Right. Yeah.
act up.
Cause like,
Yeah, go ahead.
it ain't nothing like knowing that, like, yo, I'm a be home. I get to get in my bed. You know what I'm saying? I get to be free. And,
Use my own
especially,
toilet. Like
yeah,
little things like that. Like
100. Especially after thank you. especially after a working conference, like it wasn't relaxation and being around people for an extended period of time. I don't care what type of people person you are. When you are around people all day long,
right,
that's draining.
Drink.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, like I said, she's actually at the airport now, trying to get back to the island and everything like that. So yeah, it's tough. But other than that, everything else is COVID steady. Just living, man. Just living. And like I said, I've been slow. So when I read, I like to read something that is like informative, where I need to actually digest what I'm reading. So like a backstory of my reading, right? So when I was probably like early teens, right? I had got on punishment one time. And back then it was like you either gonna get a whipping and you're off punishment in like a day or two. So a lot of times, even though you don't really want to take that whipping of, a minute, 2 minutes, if you're lucky,
of hell.
Yeah, so
your dad was in shape, dog.
Right. So I think this time he kind of was out of the whole whipping stage and he just grounded me. So I want to say I was grounded like on punishment for maybe like a good month, one of them extended ones. Like, so a lot of times too, it's just like when I ground my kids, it'd be, a week at max. Like these jokers don't know nothing about, what a punishment is. But anyway, so I was always into like writing stories, but as I had gotten older, I was more into like reading. So
that's something I know about you. That's cool.
Yeah. So I had found this book. Like I had a whole bunch of books in my room, and I wasn't reading them, and I had nothing but time. Like no back then it was probably Sega, maybe PlayStation 1. So obviously I got that taken away, got my TV taken away. So I just had nothing but books in there. And I stumbled on this book. It was by James Patterson, one of my favorite authors of all time. It was a book about murder. It had some sex in there. Like it was just one of them books where it's just like, yo, hey, if I'm grounded, I'm grounded. Like I'm laid up. Yeah, I'm laid up.
I gotta keep this low and just in case this book gets taken too.
Right, exactly.
Because they're gonna be like, "What you in here looking at?" Like, nah, give me the book too. Like, I gotta keep it low.
Exactly. I can't show that I actually am enjoying this punishment because I'm in this book. It's wild. Like, man, it's like chapter after chapter, it has a little bit of this. It has some like it was wild. So I just went on this spree of James Patterson books, and like every year or so, that's normally what I turn back to and read, one or two of his books throughout the year. But mainly, so my thing with that is, I used to. So my dad is an avid reader too, right? And but his reads are more, what do you call them? More informative, more like stuff you got to digest, like me right now. So, and realizing like at 37, like I'm literally my dad's age when I was rocking with him back in the day. So it makes so much sense of like why I am the way that I am right now, where like I can't like, cause about 2 weeks ago I said that we went to Barnes and Noble, and Naomi had just picked up like a book that I would have when I was her age, and I'm literally picking up a book that my dad
Your
would
dad
pick
would
up
have
at
at
that age.
his
So
age.
it's funny because
Full circle.
yeah, full circle for sure, and I didn't even realize that until I'm actually saying it right now. And so it's one of them books that it's a slow read. You can't read like a bunch of chapters a day and feel like you actually digest it in, because I mean it's talking about the CIA, is talking about MK Ultra and you know the 60s and the 70s and you know the hippie time, and talking about Manson murders and you know everything like that. So it's one of them things where I kind of, you know, jot some notes down and through my time and stuff that I have. But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm on right now. And yeah, it's just funny that, you know, I almost said it the same way that my pops had told me. Like, so he was just like, so I had asked him like, Dad, like, why you don't read anything like fun? Like, why are you reading that at that time when I was Naomi's age now? And he was just like, you know, why would I, you know, waste time on, you know, something like that when I, you know, it's about information.
Yeah, life ain't a joke, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I thought it was. Hey, we thought it was a joke at 15. Yeah,
we thought it was.
Yeah, like life is a joke, man. This
joke.
Yeah,
we got joking.
Right. Yeah, you joker. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I'm in. I probably take a good, maybe a good month of you know, slow reading that one to really digest it. Yeah, and another thing that I've been doing, I haven't even told you, kind of like, you know, I always go through my little things where I try something. Like I'm a go vegan. I'm a go vegetarian.
You commit,
yeah. I'm a go carnivore. Eat straight animal products. Right. But like, so this month I really committed to like no deodorant, nothing like that, and yeah, man, it's been a ride. But the funny thing about it, and it's you look at it and it's just like, man, like, you sure you want to do that in July? Cause I mean, we in
all months.
Yeah, we in the heat of things. You know what I'm saying? But overall, oh sure, what's Keish?
Keish, what's up, girl?
What's up, Keish? Yeah. Yeah. So hold on, she just made me lose my train. Where was I at?
The musty.
Yeah, no. So.
Oh no, my bad.
Yeah. You tried it.
Yeah.
But no, it's honestly not as bad. So one thing about it, I have really kept my diet in check for sure, and watched what I you know, kind of put on my skin and things like that. So I don't lotion as much, if at all. I try to you know, stay away from the lotion. I do like some Vaseline on the lips and stuff like that, cause I can't be walking around with you know, chapped lip, you know. But so yeah,
are you doing for your skin? Are you doing like coconut oil or something like that? Or are you just like no moisturizer at all?
Yeah, no real moisturizer at all. Every once in a while, like, I throw some cocoa butter on, or you know, something like that. But for the most part, I'm just letting it ride. Yeah.
So are you putting like so I've seen a few people do this, right? Yeah. But they put like lemon under their arm.
Yep.
Like, so they'll rub a lemon They ain't letting up on you, dog. You thought this was a place of peace. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I
I
thought
thought
this was.
I thought I could get my truths off here, but
Yeah, I thought I could get my true self. That's when you just gotta be. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You know what I mean? Like,
psych.
yeah, psych. But are you using like the lemons or the limes under your arms, or like
Nah.
you just like straight up just? Why are you using? Um Are you using soap?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. I know when you commit to something, you go all the way, baby.
Right.
So I just gotta, you know what I mean. I gotta check, like,
Yeah, I mean, and also too, it does help that Keisha is gone too. So it's
oh yeah, that's all gonna be. If she's on the next flight, if she on a 3-day flight, yeah,
right,
she on a 3-day flight on.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gonna have to break out the,
Yeah,
the Arm and Hammer. Like,
right.
are you
right.
using baking soda under your arms, or you say you're not using anything under there?
Nah, when I first started, I had used a baking soda for a couple days.
Gotcha.
And then I was just like, man,
Why?
Why? Exactly.
My wife's from Florida, dude. I don't care.
Like why? And like I had started when she was here for a little bit, because this has been all month. Like I've been doing this all month. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so yeah, I just been rocking that, and yeah, I haven't really. I do know, like, obviously when I go work out and things like that, you definitely have to take a shower right afterwards, or
do you keep your hoodie on to like conceal the smell or something like that? Because
nah. So the crazy thing about it is, bro, like I've just been doing a whole bunch of.
Don't say it. Oh, I thought you were gonna say I don't smell.
No, check it. The whole time, this whole month, I have been doing nothing but cardio in my sauna suit.
Okay.
And I promise you, bro, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't have a odor, because everyone has an odor, but it's not like you're gonna feel like you're in Bangladesh.
Okay. I got you. I see what you're saying. So it's gonna be like one of those, like,
you're not in New Delhi,
right? As someone who's been, I know what you mean.
But if I put you in a headlock, you're gonna be like, "Whoa, hey,
yo,
this guy's a little
right."
Yo, can I?
Right.
What's up,
Yo,
Sean?
can I be updated? This conversation sounds crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. So I said, Rob. And I don't know if you know this, Sean, but I'm kind of not necessarily extremist, but I like to do things and, like, challenges and stuff like that. So, a lot of times I try, like, hey, I'm gonna just go animal products for a while and just eat nothing but meat, eggs, animal products, basically. Vegan, vegetarian, all of these, pescatarian, all of these types of things that I do to myself just to see, like, how can I take it? You know what I'm saying? Do I have enough, willpower to go through it? Let me not even look at the comments, because I know they probably saying something.
Bro, I'm not looking at the comments. I'm just remembering back to when you had started your vegan journey, and you was like, he's like, bro, you need to get on. I was like, bro, I'm not doing this. And then what you did, man, you are so sick, bro. You started sending me, like, slaughterhouse videos.
Right.
You started sending me slaughterhouse videos. It was like, this is what you're eating, and I'm like, come on, dog. Like, what you on, man? Like,
and so so right now for the month of July, I don't even know if June. I don't know if I was doing it back then, but I was kind of like taking days off, I would say. So July, all of July, I haven't put on any deodorant at all. And I'm not gonna say, Rob, you know how normally when I go on these types of things, I'll be like, I'm done. Like, That's it. No more this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and say like no more deodorant from me, but I will say that if you're around me, you better be careful on how you catch a hug or something like that, dap up. So I'm playing, but like real talk, like it hasn't really been that bad. Like I said, like the diet has
A
definitely
lot.
improved a lot. But yeah, it's been good. I like it. I like the yeah. I don't even really
So
put on colognes and things like that. So yeah.
so the reason for doing this is because it's like more safe, or like
Nah.
what exactly is the reason?
Nah. Well, I mean, obviously for health purposes we do have to watch what we put on our bodies, but I will say that I'm just doing it because I want to see the reaction to my body. I want to see if I have enough willpower to do it, I guess. And I think it kind of started when I was just like uh you know, don't put on like deodorant at night and stuff like that. So like I really hate like going to bed with deodorant and stuff. Um so that's kind of probably where it started, and then obviously when you start caring a little bit more about health and what products you're using, and what you're putting in your body, what you're putting on your body, you start realizing like, dang man, like I need to either make my deodorant or get a safer type of deodorant. So yeah, that's kind of like where it kind of started from and how it's going. Yeah, I don't see the point anymore, honestly. Like, well, I'm not gonna say that. Let me not say I don't see the point of deodorant. What I'm saying is like the everyday is not needed. I know that for sure.
So will you ever wear deodorant again? Is the question.
Yes. So this is why I've evolved from how I used to be. So you remember when I
Right.
used to get on my trends, I just say like, forget the other side.
Yeah.
I only rep this.
F the other side. Yeah.
Right. So what I've realized is there's no point to ever be on one side. So what I mean by that is like, yes, you can have your McDonald's. You can have your bad things that you want, and stuff like that. Long as you are making sure that that's not your lifestyle per se.
Right.
And so the question is, would I ever go back to deodorant? Yeah, sure. Like if I have an event, maybe, and if I want to, make sure everything is copacetic under there, sure. Or maybe I just throw some, cologne on, and
That's a wild mix, bro.
yeah, and just, but I'm telling you, bro, like, listen to me. And I know Keisha probably can't get on right now, but she'll know she'll know best out of everybody in the world. I have been doing my cardio in my sauna suit, like
Right.
free as a kite. You know, like I just I take showers and I just say like
Well, no, I'm like I'm okay. Like that part isn't crazy.
right,
What would be absolutely absurd is if you were to not to shower and
yeah.
then throw cologne on
Well, see,
and then
that's
start
where you
sweating throughout the day,
right.
dog.
But yeah, that's where it gets crazy, because yeah, the shower will always be a thing.
Right.
There will never be a time that I'm putting on cologne after that in replace of a shower.
But you would smell like weird. Like when your body odor starts to mix with that, you know what I mean?
Listen, go a day without deodorant. I'm telling you, you're gonna realize that you don't need it as much as you think you do.
I'm a lot darker than you, dog.
What
Like
is
So
this stuff, it's hot, brother. It's hot. You see this sweat up under this neck, dog? Like it's, whew,
right?
whew, man.
so
I'm playing, but I am gonna try it. Put some
Yeah,
deodorant on for the children's sake.
for the
I think
children's
Kathy put
sake.
in the chat. Kathy put in the chat when the funk hit the fan. Man, when the funk, it's funky.
yeah,
When the
boy.
funk hit the fan, man.
I was looking at this doctor,
Yeah,
and this doctor was saying how he don't use deodorant,
mm,
and he was saying how you know you don't really need deodorant if you're eating healthy
mm.
because
He did mention
the
diet at the beginning, Sean, to be fair.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, he said
So
he
if you're
cleaned his
eating
diet up. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're eating healthy, the smell won't be that potent. You know what I'm saying? Because you have the things, because you have under your arm, your groin area,
Yep.
like certain places, it holds a certain smell. It's like it's a waste.
Yeah,
It's like a waste basket. You know what I'm saying?
for
And he was
sure.
saying how if you don't, if you eat certain things, then you won't smell. Like you really won't smell because what you smell is like animal
Comes out of your
products.
pores. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's coming, dead, it's a lot. But yeah, I get it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I
yeah,
can ever do that willingly, but
yeah. So I tell you this. So I've been, you know, like not. I guess you can say detoxing and obviously, I drink more tea now. I just go cut some leaves and stuff, and just seep it that way. And I just drink that throughout the day. And but when I first started, bro, I had a migraine so bad because of just like, and if you know me, you know how much I love gummy bears. I haven't been on like my gummies and stuff like that. So like that sugar has been, needing to be replaced because obviously, the parasites in your body and stuff like that that craves that type of stuff. Man,
Craving.
let me tell you this. The When I first started it, like the parasites and stuff that was in my body was craving it so bad that I had a migraine that I had to go to the ER for. Like,
Oh man.
get this off of me or cut my head off.
Yeah.
Like
Shoving
it,
gummies in my mouth.
like, listen, give me some gummies now.
Yeah.
Like
I know what'll fix this.
listen, the doc was like, hey, like, what do you need? Advil, Tylenol? Do you need some opioids? I was like, no, just give me some gummy bears.
A bag of gushers. That's what I
Dog,
need, Doc.
I need sugar,
That.
doc.
Yes. Get
Bro,
out of here.
Listen, I like I you know how like when you start hearing when you start getting a headache, you try to take a nap, you try to sleep it off.
Oh yeah. Sleep it off. Yeah.
Bro, I took 2 naps and it was still there. So I had to say, hey, nah, man, I got to go to the ER.
Yeah. I'm not playing with this.
I'm not
Because
playing.
because what you did, you probably got on Google like we all do and was
Yeah.
like, can I die from a migraine? And then the first thing that popped up is, yes, you can. And then you was like, nah, all right, I'm going. And they was like,
Right.
bro, you got a migraine. Gave you an 800 milligram Tylenol. Told you to if you don't get your.
Yeah, they had to give me some IV and stuff like that. And
Oh, got you.
yeah. And about I took a quick nap and then they released me. But yeah, but it goes to show you, what's inside your body, the cravings and things like that. But yeah, so I guess that was a long-winded of what I've been up to. But yeah, so at the end of the show last week, I said if nothing happens in the week, we could just have a chill show. We could just rap. But obviously, through the weekend, that wasn't the case with Crowdstrike, with the airlines going down, with our main man Joe Byron, getting out, Harris coming in. Yeah, so we'll rap about that. I got some stuff. I wanted to go a little global, and then we will, stay a little bit domestic. So first one, I wanted to go. Okay, yeah. I was about to say I had to go. All right.
Anti-government protests and a shoot-on-sight order in the South Asian nation of Bangladesh. Inez de la Cotera is following this story and is here to break it all down for us. Good morning, Inez.
Good morning, Rhiannon. And perhaps bowing to public pressure, overnight Bangladesh's Supreme Court scaling back most of the controversial quotas that have sparked so much anger and deadly protests.
A week of chaos in Bangladesh. Government buildings set ablaze. A mob storming the state broadcaster, burned out cars lining the streets as thousands of student protesters clash with police. Over 110 people killed, including this woman's nephew, 16-year-old Imam Hossein. My nephew was an innocent kid, she says. Why did they kill him in such a brutal way? The demonstrations ignited over a new quota system that planned to allocate up to 30% of government jobs to the families of veterans who fought for independence against Pakistan in 1971. But overnight, the country's top court scrapping most of those quotas, hoping to quell the violence. Bangladesh's army deployed in the country's capital to enforce a strict curfew, and the government imposing a nationwide internet blackout. The U.S. State Department, meanwhile, issuing a travel advisory, telling Americans not to travel to Bangladesh due to ongoing civil unrest. The U.S. Embassy in Dhaka saying in a statement reports indicate hundreds to possibly thousands injured, adding the situation is extremely volatile.
And that curfew has been extended by another day. It'll be relaxed in the afternoon for people to run essential errands, but otherwise people are being told to stay home with only emergency services allowed to operate. Gio?
All right, Inez, thank you.
Yeah, so that was Bangladesh, and I thought that story was kind of, unique because, just seeing how, like, countries can do blackouts with the internet and things like that, where they'll shut all communication off. And I was reading comments and things like that with people that have family in Bangladesh that don't even know if their family is safe. And but just to see that they protested over something that's 30% they were saying where it was going to be for government workers, for the people that kind of gave Bangladesh their independence. And it's interesting to see other countries, when they don't like something that their government does, they're quick to protest. And we all know that's how America started. But it's funny to see, like, what would something that America does for, like, the citizens to have a protest. And I'm not talking about January 6th protests, because I don't. Of course you ain't.
Of course you ain't.
I don't think, but I don't think that was a necessarily a protest. You know.
Oh, that was an outrage or
a road rage.
I know. Okay, yes, an anomaly. Okay, got you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
hey, one thing about it, boy, they gonna cut them some slack on that January 6th, man. People are getting pardoned as we speak, man. It's good Americans. It's perfect. Totally perfect.
Yeah. And then this story in the motherland of Ethiopia. I kind of wanted to just shed some light on this story right here.
People dig.
Oh, dang. Guess not.
They didn't just shut our feed off, did they?
Nah, they just shut that video. Wow, that was interesting. I've watched that so many times. Hold on, real quick. Damn.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I could just do this. Let me make sure. Okay. We'll see. There we go. Yeah, so basically, they had heavy rains over there, right? And at first, it was 3 families that got trapped, and then they had a whole bunch of people, come and try to help and things like that. And then they had a landslide out there, and it was so like the total right now is up to like 300 people. Like 250, but that was like a couple of days ago. So who knows what the numbers are now? But yeah, that's tough to see. And just prayers out to all the people in Ethiopia and stuff like that, and just hopefully that a lot of people are found that that are missing and things like that. But it's just one of them things where it just goes to show you like how fortunate we are with the type of life that we have, and through all the things that we complain about and go through, man.
Change your perspective.
100% change that perspective.
Because I can't think of a worse way to go out, man. Drowning in mud, bro. Or getting suffocated by mud.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be tired automatically when the mud hits you, because you like, man, I'm getting out of this. I ain't going out like this. Right. And next thing you know, like you fighting for your life, and you done fought for your life for like 1, maybe 2 minutes. Because let's be real, how long can you fight for your life without air? You know what I mean? Right. So you done exerted all your energy, and boom, it's over. Like,
Yep.
That's crazy, man.
Yep.
A mudslide.
Mudslide, man. 100%. Yeah, let me make sure. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so this is one of the outbreaks that it seemed like we've been having a lot of outbreaks this year, man, from measles.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah. So here's the latest outbreak
The CDC warning about a deadly Listeria outbreak linked to deli meat. The outbreak sickening more than 24 people in at least 12 states. All the patients were hospitalized. 2 patients died, one in Illinois, one in New Jersey. Most of the cases located in New York and Maryland. When we come back, tracking severe.
Yeah. So it's just one of them things, cause like, have you heard about the Listeria outbreak?
No, I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah. I was wondering why that's not being kind of like national
news. Yeah.
Yeah, news. So I kind of wanted to just make sure everyone is up to date on that, and I guess stay away from cold cuts right now.
I can't imagine eating a sandwich and then dying from that. Sandwich is good too. You done bust a sandwich down. Sandwich didn't stand a chance.
Right.
And you like, nah, now I'm dead.
I'm dead.
From Listeria.
Yeah, man. Like, when the last time you had a nice cold cut sandwich though?
Bro, that's what frightened me. Yesterday.
Oh no.
Yeah. and it's about to get sicker too when I tell you where from.
Oh man.
Oh. Wawa. Yeah, I didn't even go to a reputable dealer, dog. I went to
Yo.
I went to Wawa, just hungry, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Man, let me get a ham turkey, man, on a honey mustard, lettuce, toast that thing, throw the onions on there. You know how I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, cool, and wrapped it up. And then next thing you know, I was sitting down doing a podcast, and they talking about a Listeria outbreak. Man, what? I almost lost it, but it ain't touched Florida yet, so I'm gonna stay away from cold cuts, because that's so unlike me to just bust down a cold cut sandwich like that.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I had went through a cold cut phase this year.
Binge.
Dog, I was binging them, dog. I was like, yo, I need a sandwich back. And I don't even eat sandwiches like that. Just all of a sudden, I was just
Sammy.
like, yo, I need a Sammy, man. Like, oh man, it's crazy.
It takes you back to your childhood, because I had to get some chips to go with it. I'm like, nah, I'm getting some chips from this. I'm finna, man, this sandwich.
Right. Yeah, man. Because like, before I had went on my whole binge of like, man, I need a sandwich. Like, I was eating a sandwich like every week or so, right? And I felt real white, because like most of my white people at my job, they bring their little sandwiches in, right? So I eat like whatever Keish cooked, and I bring that in. You know, that's my lunch. That's leftovers. Right. Or like I just won't even eat lunch or whatever. I just, skip it. But like all the time I see like all my, my white co-workers with sandwiches. I be like, but them sandwiches be looking good though.
Yeah.
But I went through like this phase of like maybe like a good month where like, yo, I need a sandwich, man. And
I need it, bro.
I want to say I was like probably 1 week I had a sandwich maybe like 3 times in that week. Like
3 times, dog.
It was
triple. Triple stack.
Yeah.
Give me a triple stack, man.
Yeah. So speaking of airlines, I wanted to, see if you heard about this story with TD.
New video showing the moment Denver Broncos Hall of Famer Terrell Davis was handcuffed by an FBI agent and removed from a United flight. Davis was taken into custody after the flight from Denver landed in Orange County, California just over a week ago.
Denver 7's Amy Wattis spoke with Davis's attorney about this, about what happens next, and about who else is coming forward.
This is video just released by Terrell Davis's attorney Tuesday morning, showing an FBI agent leaning over and placing Davis in handcuffs before escorting him off of a United flight that traveled to Orange County, California from Denver earlier this month. Davis's wife, in the white shirt, alarmed by what was going on.
You can see on Mrs. Davis's face embarrassment, humiliation, confusion. She doesn't know what's going on. And for Mr. Davis, fully cooperative with the FBI agent that handcuffed him and escorted him off the plane.
Davis's attorney, Parker Steiner, says the Broncos football star was traveling with his wife and 3 kids who are 13, 11, and 9 years old.
And these children are always going to remember their father being escorted off an airplane, handcuffed by FBI agents. And United needs to be held accountable.
Davis demanding answers on social media after the incident. He said his son politely asked for some ice. Davis says when the flight attendant did not hear or ignored him, Davis lightly tapped the attendant's arm to get their attention, detailing what happened next in an interview on Good Morning America last week.
He swings his arm back and said, "Don't hit me." And I'm like, dude, I didn't hit you. And then he rushes up to the front of the plane. He leaves the cart right there.
He said the attendant came back with a cup of ice and they didn't see the attendant for the remainder of the flight. Then when the plane landed, Davis was handcuffed.
So the FBI agent leaned down and whispered to Mr. Davis, "Don't fight it," and then placed handcuffs on him.
Steiner says dozens of people across the country, including some in Denver, have come forward since.
We believe that United has a historical systemic problem with how they treat passengers and how they treat passengers of color.
This is one of the reasons why the legal team for the Super Bowl champion will be filing a lawsuit.
Do you believe Mr. Davis was targeted because he's a man of color?
So Mr. Davis was asked that question, and his response was that certainly being a black man influenced either the actual report that was issued or the extent of law enforcement involvement.
Yeah, so TD got, arrested, and was United, you remember a while back, United was with the smelly dudes. Was that United?
I think so.
Or was
I think that
was
Delta.
Delta.
I think,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right. Yeah.
But Delta was just like, hold up, because we got a policy for you. You can't be stinking on the plane.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. And so TD got arrested. That definitely seemed like the flight attendant was
on a power trip.
Yeah.
And because my thing is like the FBI.
Yeah.
Is he moving bricks? Like,
right.
Like, what are we talking about? Not Terrell Davis, who rushed for 2,000 yards. Like, I'm not doing this, dog. Like, what are you talking about? This man is traveling with his wife and kids. Like, and then he asked for ice. And then to bring the ice and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna get your ball. That, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, soon as you come down, like, it's over. And then the FBI agent getting on and being like, yo, don't fight this, man. Yeah, because if you fight this, man, we'll crack your head in here, dude. Like, for real. We already want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm letting you know we want to crack your dome in here. So don't give me any reason to do you. Because I want to do you so bad.
Do you in?
I'm like, Prince, just do me, baby. You know what I mean? And it's like, at that point, it's like, pretend you back on the field or just like, just take it like how he did, man. I don't understand that though, man. That's embarrassing, bro. Like,
yeah, it definitely does seem like he probably will win that lawsuit though.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
I hope that guy gets fired too.
Yeah.
Lightly tapping someone and then being like, don't hit me.
Yeah.
Now I want to hit you, bro. What you want?
Probably one of those. Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
you already know what be up in that sky.
Yeah, I know.
and that's exactly what that sounds like,
Get your hands off me. Right. Hey, yo, brother, what you want, man? We just need some ice.
Yeah. Okay. Last light story before we get into the main stuff. Oh, hold on. Let me pull Sean off.
I can't believe they did my boy TD like that, bro.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Let's try to embarrass him. My boy's a Hall of Famer, dog.
Yeah. You can't embarrass me.
Come on, man. I used to do the Mile High Salute. Man, he used to do that thing,
hey,
bro.
That and the Dirty Bird, probably one of the,
all-time elementary, all-time elementary celebrations, man. If you broke in elementary, especially in our elementary, we had some athletes, dog. It was like the combine every time.
Right. Yeah. So this is what happened in Yellowstone over the week.
Video to show you part of Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming closed following an unexpected explosion near some hot springs. Watch this. Run! So the so-called hydrothermal explosion sent hot water debris about 100 feet into the air. This happened in the Brisket Basin area. This is a collection of hot springs, a couple of miles actually north of Old Faithful. A scientist with the park says these kinds of explosions do happen when passageways in the natural plumbing network under Yellowstone basically get clogged. It creates a buildup of heat and pressure. The water suddenly flashes to steam.
Have you ever wanted to go to Yellowstone, or have you ever been?
Not after that. I mean, just knowing that joint could just bust 100 feet up in the air.
Right.
And it's like, back up. It's hot. It's going to get on you. And
so,
what?
Can you imagine if that touches you?
It's steaming hot, dog. You're moaning. Like you're howling.
I was just about to say. Woke up howling. Hooting, hollering, hooting.
Man, that joint busted, dog. Yeah, that joint got backed up and was like, nah, I'm about to bust. And y'all better back up because it's going to get all over you.
Yeah. All right, so.
They talking about pause. I ain't pausing nothing. That joint busted. 100 feet in the air, rained down on them.
A deadly terrorist attack could happen here in America in the near future. That's the word from national security insiders. Their concerns are similar to the warnings before 9/11. That's why experts are urging the government to use everything it's learned in the interim to prevent another attack. National security correspondent Caitlin Burke has the story.
According to top intelligence officials, 3 different terror threat categories have been identified: international, domestic, and state-sponsored. They add that right now, warning lights on all 3 are flashing red.
As I look back over my career in law enforcement, I would be hard-pressed to think of a time where so many threats to our public safety and national security were so elevated all at once.
Sounding the alarm multiple times to lawmakers, FBI Director Christopher Wray testified following the October 7th attack in Israel that the international threat is especially concerning.
These are terrorist organizations that don't typically see eye to eye, but they seem to be united in one thing, which is calling for attacks on us.
Senior defense officials echoing Wray's concern. In March, CENTCOM Commander General Michael Kurilla singled out ISIS-K gaining strength in the Middle East, with at least 5,000 fighters whose whereabouts are currently unknown.
ISIS Khorasan retains the capability and will to attack U.S. and Western interests abroad in as little as 6 months and with little to no warning.
Most Americans have forgotten we remain at war against ISIS-K, and we've been killing a bunch of them. Thank goodness.
Harvard professor Graham Allison, who served at the Pentagon in the first Clinton administration, recently joined former Deputy CIA Director Michael Morell in using Foreign Affairs magazine to send their message. They write that lawmakers should not dismiss the instincts and expertise of government officials whose warnings in the past have led to government response.
Before the year 2000, when the calendar was just turning over, there was a lot of concern because in the terrorist community, they were talking about this would be a good time for disrupting the U.S. The intelligence community took it very seriously. President Clinton took it very seriously and said, do whatever you can. So they went back and searched all of the traces of evidence about terrorists and almost by accident found a piece of information about an individual who then was stopped when he was trying to drive his car across the border from Canada, going to LA airport, where he had explosives in his car that was going to produce a big terrorist attack.
Allison also points to recent terrorism in Europe as significant. Russia already seeing 2 attacks this year, the first in March with ISIS-K attacking a concert hall, and 3 months later, a deadly attack on churches and synagogues. ISIS, meanwhile, is threatening the upcoming Paris Olympics.
So this same group whom we're at war with, whom we're actually killing, has made repeated statements about their intention to.
Yeah, so the big thing about that is we already know that it's heightened right now, and just knowing that how they're talking about you don't know who's where and how many migrants we let in the country, and and stuff like that. It definitely makes you think about your whereabouts, and staying vigilant for sure.
Yeah, stuff like that, bro. Just like it kind of like don't tell me about this stuff. Stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Like stop the like. I don't think that there isn't. You don't benefit from releasing this type of information to the public, like how Teriyaki was saying in the chat. Here we go with the boogeyman stories. Hey, bro, just stop the threat. Right. You know what I mean? Like, keep that under wraps. You know what I mean? Like, stop the threat. Like, don't. We don't need to know all that stuff like that. Like, I don't understand how it benefits us from knowing. You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Right.
I'm glad they got their heads up though. Like, I mean, because if they're saying it's gonna go down, like them boys over there in ISIS, they don't be pump faking. If we telling you it's going down, it's pretty much gonna go down. Right. We ain't pump faking. Like, yeah, they got rocket launchers strapped to my boy back. Like, did you see that, man?
Yeah.
Nah. Like,
right.
Just stop it, man. Send some SEAL Team 6 and get it done.
Yeah, and seeing how many attacks have been in different places already this year, it definitely make you think about where you're going and how to respond when something does happen. Like I said, like that's one of them things where I'm not saying that I'm fearful or anything, but in a way, just being prepared and just understanding that, like, if I don't have to be somewhere, it's probably a no for me when it's a large crowd thing. Like, if it's something that like a can't miss thing and something that I want to see in my lifetime, I would probably, reconsider. But just going out to just go out to crowded events, that's probably not the best thing to do right now, I would say.
I agree.
But it's one of them things where it's just like, well, does that mean that I stay on a shell and not go to Universal or a concert?
Oh, I'm going to Universal. Universal and Disney, I'm going to those. But I don't know. I think it's one of the ones where you talking about like a like a concert,
Yeah.
that's a little different. You know, that gets a little tricky with the concert because them boys be knowing, man, and they'll pop up. You know, so
yeah.
I used to pop up.
Yeah, T-Pain was just out here last weekend, I think it was, and he had a big crowd and everything like that. And all I could think about is just like, man, like what happens if something actually happened, you know,
right
at that, you know, crowded event. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, crowded events are definitely in this day and time, crowded events like that are definitely just an accident waiting to happen, man.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah.
I've become weary of crowds in my older age.
Yeah. It's tough, man, to be in a crowded area and stand in lines and those types of things for sure.
Yeah.
What's being called the largest IT outage in history. Millions of Americans still feeling the effects after a faulty update caused computers all across the globe to shut down. This happened on Friday, and today flights still being impacted here. Delta is now offering bonus SkyMiles and travel vouchers to those impacted. Yesterday, more than 1,000 flights in and out of the U.S. were canceled, and about half of those were Delta airline flights. And the most disruptions were at Atlanta's airport. You know, that's the busiest one in the world. And while there is a fix for this issue, it is not fast. It's machine by machine. Each computer needs to be manually rebooted and updated.
The magnitude of this has probably been underestimated around the globe. This is not 1, 2, 3, snap of the finger. I mean, this will go on probably for the next week, the lingering impact.
And it's not just airlines here. Restaurants, hotels, and other businesses are also trying to get their systems online. Many had to restore to low-tech solutions over the weekend to keep things moving. And while businesses are slowly getting back online to normal operations, it could take days, even weeks. And criminals are using this as an opportunity to scam users. Cybersecurity experts saying that scammers are promoting fake recovery websites right now. And those sites have malicious software that will take advantage of unsuspecting victims.
Don't rely on inbound calls. Don't rely on emails and all the things which are known by scam artists to.
Yeah, and government officials are working with companies right now.
Yeah, you know them scammers out at any chance
they love it.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, this is perfect. The flights ain't the only thing that's about to be delayed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they logging in and just like having a field day.
Isn't it amazing to see like how one update could crash a system like this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, what do old people always say? They say computers are going to fail the world one day. I mean, we are. Nobody from our generation says that. It's always our grandparents and always our parents saying, "Oh, computers going to fail the world one day." You know what I mean? Because we've been with the smartphone for more years than we were without one.
Mm-hmm.
They have been without a smartphone for more years than they've been with one. Same thing with computers. You know, sure, they know how to use them and stuff like that, but like that relying on technology that the new generation has, like they don't have that. You know, so they were like, you know, yeah, I knew this was gonna happen, you know. So
right.
It is crazy how something like that can happen though.
Yeah, I just think that it's just amazing to see that, you know, one little update, one faulty system could affect so many different, you know, avenues in life, you know, because we're talking about airlines, and just seeing what happened this weekend that's amazing to see. You know,
yeah.
like just to know that we're that vulnerable. right?
It's like almost something like out of like a Die Hard movie or something.
Right. Yeah. Where we can shut down, the whole airlines. We can
You
shut
remember
down.
Die Hard 2, where they had all the planes just hovering around? It was like, dang, man, this is crazy if something like this were ever happen.
Right.
What's happening?
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah, I always kind of like, and those that's one of the things that you kind of look at as we kind of talk about being plugged into the system. Obviously, you can't really do anything about an airline thing. If you need to fly, you need to fly.
Right.
Luckily, if you live in the mainland, you can kind of just rent a car and
Rent a car and drive. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sucks if you're not on the mainland, and you got to deal with what Keisha's going through right now. Yeah, I tell you what, man, and it's one of them things where, like, so I had to check myself too, man.
You almost wrecked yourself.
Yeah, she made me kind of like realize. So I was having a conversation with her, right, and she was doing some things that made me like it. I just questioned, like, why would you do it that way when, because I'm all up for. Let me just make sure. We all have our ways of traveling and saving a buck and things like that. She was she had got stranded in Philly. South Philly rats there too. You know what I'm saying? So
What a city to get stranded in.
You gotta be careful, and and just her traveling. Some of the things that she was doing. She, like, on instinct, I was just like, why would you do it that way? Like that
Right.
doesn't make sense. But then, like, I kind of thought about it when I got off the phone. I probably slept on it, and then I was just like, you know what? I do feel you. I do understand why you did it that way.
Right.
Because it's one thing to always try to save money, but it's another thing when you're saving money and you're kind of like miserable. Like, then
Miserable.
like,
Les Miserables.
Yeah, then it doesn't make sense because comfort does matter. But then I was kind of thinking, like, I do get her, because I mean I've traveled in Asia and stayed in hostels and stuff like that, to save a buck, but also to kind of like get that experience. And nowadays, I'm not saying that I wouldn't stay in a hostel, but I would. Yeah, I would have to really think about, man, do I want to go down this route just to save a buck? But obviously, if your comfort is there, it's all good. But yeah, so she stayed in a like a capsule type of like hotel or whatever.
At the airport, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't like in Japan, like, they have the capsule hotel.
I was about to say,
yeah.
I thought them joints is nice.
Yeah, I've done those, and
that's a rack.
Yeah, those, huh?
That's like a rack on the ship.
No. Oh yeah.
Yeah. How they stacked up, yeah.
Right, yeah. But yeah, so that was a cool experience. Like, you had everything that you wanted, it was safe, and the price was right too.
Right.
But you know, she had to, you know, go that route and stuff like that. But yeah, she it's tough when you want to be home and you can't.
And I know it's especially tough because she's trying to express her frustrations and but
Yeah.
you aren't the type of person who is like, all right, yeah, just get. But now you like, nah, I feel you. Get it off. Go ahead,
Yeah.
vent to me, get it off. You know what I mean? And so like that's wonderful, man, that you were able to like dial it back and be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't need to play this right.
Yeah, because like on one hand, I'm just like, so it all depends, you know, like you know, when you're traveling and stuff like that, it all depends on what type of mood you want to be in. Because like there's times that I want to be in my, you know, bougie type of, hey, like this is vacate in a way. Type of mode. I want my, you know, Marriott and stuff like that. But a lot of times, and this is why I kind of had to check myself. I was just like, you know what? I probably would do the same thing, and go a cheaper route. I would say probably, you know, do a hostel or, you know, bunk up or whatever the case may be, you know, and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a tough one when you have to you know, stay with people and and especially people that you don't know, like, you know, when you're doing a hostel and stuff like that. But
it can get hostile.
you can't beat $10 a night and
$10 a night is $10 a night. You're gonna get what you pay for.
yeah. yeah, for sure. Yeah, so
Make it home safe, Keith.
yeah, I don't even think she on now.
I feel like it. Every time I hear a story about someone being stranded, my mind always goes back to, you remember that movie Home Alone?
Yeah.
Where the bad parents left the kid alone, the 9-year-old kid alone, and the lady, the mom was like, "I'll do anything to get back to my son," or whatever. I was like, "Oh shoot!" So that's what I always be picturing in my head, like.
Right. I told, like, one thing about being stranded is I I like to I like to look at it as like I'm never really stranded. And so like, but for her, um with good reason, cuz the world is wild, she doesn't really do the solo travel thing.
Yeah.
And we I've discussed this with her plenty of times, and I get it, but also too, it's just like women solo travel all the time, and
My sister, for one, she went to Brazil all by herself. Yeah.
right, and Colombia too.
Colombia,
Yeah. So like I was telling her, like if you get stuck again, like that's kind of cool because you can treat it as a stopover, you know, get a room or whatever the case may be, and kind of experience you know, the city. But that's just
have Kathy ride up there, man.
yeah.
DC to Philly ain't but like 30 minutes, right?
But she's in Vegas now.
Okay, so she's halfway home.
Right, yeah.
Halfway home, baby.
Right. So yeah, I was just telling her like, man, cuz they kind of like janking around with her flights and stuff like that. And I was just like, man, like if you get stuck, I guess, I mean, it's treated as a stopover.
Yeah, but we different, you know what I mean? Like she flustered, like, you know what I mean? Like us, if I get stopped over in Vegas, I'm gonna be like, shouts out to God for putting me exactly where I need to be.
Right. Yeah.
I'm out here, Vegas.
Right.
I'm out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think too, it's the I think for her, and I was kind of, so I like to think about like my life and just you know, and put it in perspective, right? So she wants to come home because, like, you know, her family, right? And like when you have a set time of thinking that you're gonna see your family and all of this, and it's just like, with especially with all the stuff that's going on in the world, you're like, yo, I just want to get home. Like, I can't even think about
having fun.
Yeah, having fun or just experiencing life, right? So but I'm like, man, like, we've been apart for months at a time, you know, like this is not anything new, like in my head, right? So it's just like, you know, kind of, I guess, like in the perspective realm, like, hey, just use this as, you know, some time, because you always talking about you want to be closer to family, you want to be in the mainland and stuff like that. Hey, here's your chance to shine.
Here's your chance, baby.
You know, so but
or
like,
just pretend it's like 17 years that y'all didn't know each other.
Right. Yeah. So I was just telling her, like, hey, you know, just go out and experience, you know, the city and stuff like that, and
Vegas is a good
and,
look.
you know, have you know, go have a dinner, or, you know, go do something. But yeah, I think she gonna end up getting on the flight or whatever. So, but yeah, I don't know. I think that people that never been conditioned to be away from home have a hard time being away from home, and
that's right.
And that's what I kind of look at it that way, because, like, you know, for me, it would just be like, man, like, it sucks, but at the same time, it's just like, well, this is just a chance for me to be somewhere that I haven't been, or haven't been in a while.
Right.
You know, because
that's right.
Because eventually you're going to get back. You know.
Yeah, but if you keep that in your mind, it's so much easier to relax. You know what I mean? But I think that you do need a reset. So, for instance, I was stranded in LA like 2017, 2018 time. And they were like, yeah, it's going to be like 4 hours. I'm like, what do you mean 4 hours? Bro, the flight is 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was like, bro, what you, like, bro, like, we don't get on a no-fly list, bro. Like, chill out. So I'm like, man. So outside of LAX, right there in Inglewood, is Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yep.
That's actually the one that PNB Rock got killed at. Rest in peace to him. But so I just caught me a little Uber, man, over to Roscoe's, man, had something to eat and drink, came back to the airport, checked in and chilled out. And that, like, reset me. The Chicken and Waffles, like, did something to my brain to where it was like, bro, just relax, bro. It's LA. You know what I mean? You're going to get back. Like, they move at a different speed, like a slower speed, bro. You're going to get back eventually. Everything will be blessed. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's take a look at the Sonya Massey shooting, and
man,
kind of get your thoughts on that.
Tonight, the Justice Department says it's assessing the deadly police shooting of Sonya Massey, the Illinois woman who called 911 about a possible prowler, only to be shot and killed by a sheriff's deputy in her own home. CBS's Roxana Saberi has new information about the former deputy charged with Massey's murder. We do want to warn you that some of this video is disturbing.
It's one of the worst police shooting videos ever.
State records obtained by CBS News show Sean Grayson, a 30-year-old former private first class in the Army, worked for 5 different law enforcement agencies in just under 3 years before being hired by the Sangamon County Sheriff's Office last year. CBS News has also learned Grayson was charged twice with driving under the influence of alcohol in 2015 and 2016. He pleaded guilty both times. Ben Crump is an attorney for Massey's family.
Why was he even hired by the sheriff's department?
A DUI conviction is not a disqualification from law enforcement in Illinois. Today, some of Massey's family members accused the sheriff's office of trying to initially cover up what happened. Now, Massey's father is demanding Sheriff Jack Campbell resign.
I think it's a culture to treat this family this bad. If it were not for that camera footage, they'd have lied their way right out of this. So he needs to resign.
What took you so long to answer the door?
This comes a day after the release of body camera video revealing the moments just before Grayson shot Massey in the face.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I rebuke you in the name of
God, I swear to God, I'll shoot you right in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the
You only watched a little bit of the video. You had to stop.
Yeah, I can't finish it.
Massey's 17-year-old son, Malachi, and her mother, Donna, say they're still in shock.
This can't be real. I don't know how this could be real. I'm sorry.
In an email to CBS News, Sheriff Campbell said he will not be resigning. Grayson has been fired from the sheriff's office. He's being held in jail without bond and has pleaded not guilty to the murder charges. Nora?
Thinking of her family, Roxana Saberi, thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what you think about that?
So, if I call the police because of a possibility of a prowler, I'm not sure why you would need to enter into my residence. Like, why not secure the perimeter? Like, hey, Miss Massey, you were the one who made the call. Just letting you know, police officers are on site. We're gonna check the area. But since you're in my house, that's fine. Why are you so angry? My boy said, I swear to God, I'll shoot you in your effing face.
Yeah, that's wild. And then do it.
And then do it. Like, and then what was so crazy to me was the post body cam footage. So he did it, killed her. Then he walks out. Yeah, dude, this is crazy, man. Can you believe that, dude? She made me kill her. And all the other cops were looking at him like,
yeah,
bro, you a sicko. Like, I'm racist too, but I'm not gonna kill a black person. Damn, you gonna go in there and kill her? I'm a stone cold racist white boy, but you're gonna go in there and kill her? You know, like, that's how they was looking at him. Like, damn, like, what you on, man? Like, that's an old lady, bruh. She didn't pose no threat to anybody. You gonna pop one in her for telling you you're a devil, bro? Like, it's very hard to see something like that and not want to take action.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And Teriyaki said it best. They're gonna try to use it, and Joe Biden already on his Twitter account already made light of this situation.
Made light of it.
Well, not light of it, as in like.
Okay.
Light,
he's trying to flip. Yeah, swing it.
Bringing light to the situation just to let America know. And we're 100 days out from election, and most of the time we know that it's always going to be some type of race war, especially with big bag Trump, of how people feel about him. And this war election is definitely going to be about gender and putting in the first woman president. I don't know if you could say black, but I guess she claiming she black now, but that's a whole nother story.
In an election year, do you think it's important for Donald Trump to come out and condemn this, or?
Yeah, so I look at it like this. Is it important? I don't know. I don't think so. Only because this, man. There are police shootings on a weekly, monthly basis of wrong doings, right?
Right.
Where they are killing every type of person on earth.
Right.
So I don't know if you could say that it's important, because what would that do? All this gonna do is what? To show that his people put out this type of message, because the same with Biden is showing that his people put out this type of message, but do we need to hear Donald Trump say like, oh, that's bad?
Deplorable behavior, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's something, like I would like him to do, but I don't think
It's
that
a political thing.
trust. Yeah, you can't trust anything that any politician says, right?
Yeah.
Period. But then you really can't trust what they say in an election year.
Right.
You know what I mean? So either party coming out and saying something, I feel like they kind of have to, but it's like, okay, thank you for at least acknowledging it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't expect, I would like him to, but I don't expect him to come out and be like, yo, this is deplorable behavior. And we as a country are like better, like have one of the interns, like whatever. But again, like you said, is it important? No. I mean, he's already got this thing in the bag.
You think so?
Yeah, the Democrats do their best, right? Their absolute best to hand the Republicans every election. And what I mean by that is, so they put Trump in office in the first place because Democrats are spineless cowards, right? Because what they do is they say, okay, who is leading Hillary on every front? Well, that'd be Bernie Sanders. It's something about Hillary though, man. We're gonna go with Hillary. Wait. So you're gonna back Hillary as a woman president when the nation just told you they'd rather have a black man as president rather than a woman. Right. All right, cool. So that's who you're gonna throw your weight behind. And just to spite them, there were some people who were vote blue no matter who. And was just like, you know what? I am vote blue no matter who, but I don't want a woman president, bro. There's still a lot of we have not changed that much. Yeah. Like when people try to say we've changed, bro, we have not changed that much. And you look to things like this. Do I think the USA is ready for a woman president? Absolutely. But I'm 37, dog. There's people who are 70 and 75 who are voting. It's like, there will never be a woman president in my day. Like, and so they go against Hillary. Boom, that handed the election to Trump. Trump got in there and stomped the joint up, right? And they was like, now we got to get him out. Let's put this cadaver Joe Biden in. All right? And the way Trump left, we thought they was going to arrest my boy getting on Marine One. We thought they were FBI agents on Marine One ready to arrest him on the front lawn. Okay? So now he's out. January 6th happened, blah, 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 blah. No one cares about that no more. Boom. Now, they put in, now the Democrats, instead of saying to Joe Biden, hey, one and you're done. All right?
Yeah.
We loved you with Barack. We loved you with Barry, but hey, now you on your own with Kamala, this mixed joint. One and you're done. He said, nah, I'm going to try to go for two. Now he's up there for two and don't know what day of the week it is, my boy. My boy don't know. And I said to one of my homies at work that was vote blue no matter who, I said, what job would you be okay with Joe Biden doing in America? Oh, he's doing a damn fine job as a president. I said, you wouldn't let Joe Biden be your Uber driver, dog. You wouldn't let Joe Biden deliver your food, dog. It's no slight to Joe Biden. He was a bang-up politician back in the day. But my boy is too old. He can't do the job no more. So then you swing back, and at the last minute, they put him on display. He couldn't hide no more. Like, it's time to face me. Trump shredded him. Okay? Trump shredded him. And then the Democrats was like, hey, yo, Joe, what you doing, bro? He's like, yo, chill. Let me cook. Right. He went to Oklahoma. They shot him with adrenaline. And he was like, we're still in the fight. 7 days later, my boy said, yo, listen, I'm too old for this stuff, man. Like, we're going to throw all we got behind Kamala. Joe, JB, why didn't you do this 6-8 months ago? What's up, girl? Why didn't you do this then? So we could have so the Democrats could have regrouped and put somebody in that they wanted. You think the Democrats want Kamala? They're stuck with Kamala. But again, it's the Democrats being cowards, bro. It's just spineless cowards. And it is what it is, man. The Republicans want another one. So Don got it. Yeah, he got it locked up. He went from being the most hated to almost getting his top knocked off, right? And then he survived that. So now he's a wounded vet, bro. Like, he's a combat wounded veteran, dog. Like, put some respect on my name. They tried to assassinate me, dog.
Boy got his Purple Heart.
Got a Purple Heart. So you know he at war. Come on, man.
What's up, Keisha?
This boy's gonna win.
Hey, I had to jump on because I had missed it the last couple episodes.
Right. Yeah, you finally came on. Yeah, so
I ain't no traitor.
Yeah, we just talking about right now. We're just talking about Biden dropping out, and kind of election, and what do you see happening in the next 6 months or so.
Well, me personally, I try to stay out of this just because I feel like we don't have too many good choices anyway. But I don't feel comfortable following a woman. And call it what you want. That's just my opinion, and that's because I am a woman. I just feel like men or women, we're just different. We're wired we're just wired differently. We process things differently. We have different perspectives, and we can get a little snappy sometimes, and that's just me being honest, and that's just embedded in all of us. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have people around her who could lead her in the right direction, but me personally, I just would feel better following a man. I'm not saying that's the only reason why I'm not voting for her. That's just not the best option. I just don't feel that way. Yeah.
Right. Do y'all feel like they should have, I guess, left it open and not just, made it Harris?
No, they should have grew a backbone and said, JB, you are done after this term, my boy. I appreciate your contribution.
Right.
We're going to find someone else to represent the House of Democrat, bro. We're not going to let you do this again. Like, you barely made it through this term, bro. But the Democrats was like, nah, let him run. Let him cook. And now he's like, bro, I'm really too old to do this job. Like, and I don't know what day it is, right?
Right.
I don't know what year it is, right? You know what I'm saying? He called Trump. He called Trump Putin. Man, what? He called Trump Putin, and it's like, bro, what? The Democrats have nobody to blame for this stuff except for themselves. So
you think that Joe, this was his decision, or do you think that they had to tell him like, no, like you need to sit down?
Joe don't make decisions.
Right.
Nah.
What?
No, I think Joe
was a puppet.
Right.
Yeah. The Democrats, honest to God, they did think that the the Biden-Harris was a winnable ticket, right? They honestly thought that. Then they were like, when my boy started popping up and doing it, do you understand how many public appearances you got to do in an election year, dog?
Right.
Like, do you understand how many public appearances you got to do? When he started doing them public appearances, and then the national media started covering them, and you got neutral media sites, outlets saying like, "Hey, my boy is cooked. His brain is fried." This is MSNBC saying this. You know what I mean? A fake news outlet, according to your boy. They just calling a spade a spade. Yeah. My boy too old, so Democrats was like, "Hey, bruh, we got to get my boy out. Well, who we gonna do?" And it was like, man, I guess we'll let Kamala run this thing, man. Let her go. And that's where we at now. We got Kamala, and it's like, it'd be one thing if the Democrats had a choice and was like, nah, we running with Kamala. If y'all standing 10 toes down on her, all right. But now she's just been kind of like put in as like, hey, this is my backup quarterback. She throw just as good as my starter. I promise you. It's like, no, bro, just a backup. Like,
right. Do you feel like it's gonna be good voter turnout? Because for the people that do vote blue, that's kind of what it comes down to, is if they're excited to go out and vote. And if they do have good voter turnout, I would say Harris probably does have a good chance.
That's up to Kamala at this point.
Right. Which I will say that, I mean, she's young enough to hit the trail, right?
Yeah.
She's never done good in a presidential, race, but I mean, she's won races, So, I think but I don't know how you could trust any, one, party basically when they lied this whole time, acting like JB was good. So now,
I think
they're in the same boat to me.
Yeah.
I feel like he was a puppet and she's the same thing, which is why they're okay with her going up there. She can say whatever she whatever they want her to say.
Right.
As with Trump,
she gonna
that's
read that
not going to
script,
go.
for sure.
That's not going to fly.
Right.
If he don't want to say it, he's gonna say definitely what he feels like saying. He's not going to, like you say, read the script.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like that's where Trump gets himself into trouble, right? So he will read this. He will read the script, because let's be for real, you gotta read the script. He'll read the script, and then he will say, and another thing, I think that, and then that's when it just go off the rails with him. So if he read the script, stop. You talking about one of the greatest politicians of all time. My boy came out of nowhere. He was on Shark Tank 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So when he reads the script, stop. Good. And another, that's when everything is going crazy, and it's like, now you don't even need a teleprompter at that point, because it's all freestyle. Right. He's one of the best freestylers since Lil Wayne. I've never seen something like it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, but both sides, bro. I think the Democrats lied about JB being that good? I don't think that they lied, bro. I just didn't think that they knew he was that bad. Like, no one knew he was that bad, dog.
They knew.
Bro,
how do you not know?
Trust me on this. Yeah, trust me on this. It's been confirmed from people that I know. Yeah.
Shorty Low, they know.
Yeah, from what they say his schedule is and how they have to maneuver him, the people that work there, they definitely knew. Yeah, they know. Yeah, so that's why I say it's just like it's funny to see that they made this decision, 100 days out, because
that party is so scary, bro. Like, I can't stand a scary party like that. Like, y'all traipse an 80-year-old man out here to deal with the Trumpster, dog.
The Trumpster.
And then y'all gonna be mad when we get cooked. Y'all gonna be mad when the Democrats get cooked, just like they were appalled and shocked that he beat Hillary. He wasn't supposed to beat Hillary.
Right.
Bernie Sanders would have blew Donnie off the map, dog.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been a race. It would have been one of the largest in history, dog. And people were telling people from both sides were like, you know what? Bernie Sanders about to shake this joint up. Let's do it. Democrats
I have a
saw that
question.
and was like, nah.
Yeah.
You think Bernie Sanders would have been any different? Not like considering he's just as old.
So
You know what I'm saying? Like, could he have been in the same position as our boy?
yeah, so if you really look at it, Trump, Bernie's the oldest, and then Biden, and then Trump. I don't think it's necessarily about the age. It's really about the mind, and Joe's mind is really gone. Because if you watch Bernie this year, he looks good. Bernie looks good still. Now, now Bernie went in this year, and 4 years afterwards, we don't know what Bernie's gonna look like 4 years from now. But
8 years ago, JB looked good. Like, when he was in that Barack thing, he was, dancing around and doing what's the pandering he was doing to black people and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he told the one guy he was full of, you know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know, man. Like, it is the Democrats' fault. And I always will go back to that. They created this monster. Trump ran the first time for president as a joke. And then it just kept going and kept going and kept going. Then the Republican was like, hey, bro, we kind of need you, man. Like, we ain't got nobody in the chamber. We need you, bro. It's like, I'll step up and do it. You know we ain't going to win, though, right? And they was like, yeah, no, you ain't going to win. We just putting up a valiant effort. When they hit him with that we won, he was just like, all right, we ready to concede. Now we said you won, bro. You the president. He said, nah. Who, me? Man, it was over. And then Hillary went into hiding, bro. You remember she ran into like the woods and did some hiding for almost a year and then reemerged.
I'm a sore loser too.
She went into the woods and was like, the Democrats were like, then after the fact, they were just like, it was Fox. Fox is like, yeah, the Democrats found themselves in another jam because they were putting up the polls of Bernie Sanders. I said, man, this is crazy, but they right. They right. But yeah, Trump gonna win again easy, bro. Easy.
Yeah, cause I have seen some some polls. What's up, Kathy? That
good evening.
That looks like it's a close race, but who knows what media is really showing?
I just wanted to add something to our conversation here because I think we need to remember that after Obama, that would have been the best time for Biden to have run for president. Right after Obama. When he did not run right after Obama, he should have just stayed out of the race, period. But they pushed the Hillary ticket, right? Because they just knew it was going to be so diverse, so dynamic, black man, a woman president. They just pushed that like idea, and America was not ready for that idea. They still are not ready for that idea, to be honest with you. So when Biden came back on the scene, Biden came back as a favor for the Democratic Party. Biden did not want to be president. He didn't want to be president. The best time for him to have been president is after Obama. You were the VP. That would have been your time, sir. That time passed when you said no the first time. You should have just stayed out of it. So when he came back, for that second it would have been Trump's second term. That was a favor for the Democrats.
Yeah.
So this doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. After seeing that first debate, I said, there's no way that this man could do another term. The presidency takes a toll. Yeah, it takes a toll on your mental capacity, your emotional capacity, your physical capacity. There's no way this man can do it. Like, he was so out of it. He was out of it before, when he first ran for president. And so really and truly, the Democratic Party, they're going to have to do something so radical. When I say radical, I don't talk about just putting a black woman who never has claimed to be black in our faces, because she's always claimed to be Indian, not black. So it's going to take more than that, because we're not out here scratching and sniffing the ballot no more. People want to know, what exactly are you going to do for them? What is your party prepared to do to aid people? How is your party, if you notice, and I don't know if you guys notice, but if you notice, I will say one thing. The Trump administration was getting things done. As far as the laws that they wanted to pass, they was passing those laws. The
It's easy
Obama
when the House is
administration,
Republican, though. That's easy when the
well,
House is Republican.
come
You got all
on,
my boys.
exactly.
I'm gonna
But
ask my
the
homie
Obama
to pass that jump.
administration was Democratic, and he didn't pass the laws that he said he was going to pass. Biden has not been able to pass any of the laws that he wanted to pass. I don't know what the Republicans do, but when they get in there, they pass their laws. And so the Democrats are really going to have to figure out, like, they're going to have to really revamp how their party does politics, because politics as they're doing it is no longer that way no more. We're not in the time of Al Gore. We're not at the time with Mitt Romney. It's a different set of rules now.
Yeah.
You got districts. Y'all still trying to play the game like how it was played in 1995. It's not that game no more.
Right. Yeah. It's yeah, I mean, you're right. I definitely think that, once honestly, I don't even know. I do know that Trump probably would have beat Biden, but I don't know what the voter turnout is gonna look like come November.
I think there's gonna be a turnout because they're rallying up the black woman again, and that's what they do. As long as they rally up the black female, it's gonna be a turnout, and that's what they're doing now. That's what they do. We have literally, when I say we, because I'm a black female, Keisha, you're a black female. We have literally carried every election. The election has been won or not won depending on what black women are doing and white women are doing. White women put Trump in office first time. If white women come out and vote, guess what they doing? They putting Trump in office. If black women come out, it could be sticky. It could be a tricky situation. Really and truly, politics, whoever is winning and losing is determined on what women are voting, how women are voting. Matter of fact, as of right now, the Republicans and the Democratic Party needs to be doing some surveys and just survey women of all races and see how they're voting, because that's going to tell us what's going to happen in November.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If the Democrats some kind of way pull this off, right? Because we remember what happened in 2000, where they announced Al Gore as president, and then they were like, "Nah, we made a mistake, brother.
Listen, it has never been the same since then. That was the beginning to the end. No, seriously.
They announced my boy inducted Al Gore the next president, and they was like, "Nah, we made a mistake, bro. You can't come into this dance." So if the Democrats some kind of way pull this off, man, Trump gonna flip this nation on his head. You thought January 6th
I don't think he will. I don't think he will this time, because this is why. Because of the January 6th
beat the case,
right? It's too fresh.
He just beat the case.
January 6th is too fresh. He just got off. He just got permission for it to not, go against him. So I don't think he will do that again.
That's terrible, dog. That's terrible. That's the only reason.
I think that's the only reason, though, for real. He was looking at jail time.
Yeah.
If he didn't
flip this neck.
Listen, if he didn't run for president and get clemency or whatever it is that they gave this man, I don't even know what it's called, he would have definitely been going to jail. So I don't think he's gonna do it, because guess what? One thing about Trump, he's going to preserve self. I'm gonna preserve myself. And so since January 6th turned where it wasn't just the people that did it that got in trouble, but he also got in trouble, he's not gonna do that again because he's gonna preserve himself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to be honest with y'all, and y'all pray for me, pray for your sis. I don't trust the Democratic Party as much as I don't trust the Republican
We
Party,
didn't
to
hear
be
you.
honest with you.
I
I
ain't hear
don't
you. I ain't hear
believe the
you. Say that whole
Democratic
thing over
Party
again, because I want to
can do
pray for
it.
you. Correct.
Y'all didn't hear me.
Say that whole first part over again, Kate. I didn't hear you. I want to be able to pray
I
for
said
you correctly,
I
because it
don't
sounds like you
trust.
about to say something.
I don't trust that the Democratic Party has the American people's best interest at heart. I don't.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's
As much as the Republicans, people might say the Republicans don't, but neither do the Democratic people. They don't. And so, like, really and truly, y'all, we need to pray that God will raise up leaders who are willing to do right by the American people. And that's it. Because right now, to be honest with you, none of the parties have the American people's best interest at the forefront. They have their own interest, whatever their interest
they
is, whether it's the homosexual agenda for the Democratic Party, the transgender agenda, or if it's this other agenda for the Republican Party, whatever Project 2025 they got going on, disbanding public education or whatever it is that they're trying to do in that sector. Neither one of those parties are good for humans. To be honest with you, none of those agendas are good for humans. And so we need a leader who's young, who's innovative, who will bring jobs back to America, who will bring tech jobs back to America, who are willing to put tech and coding in our schools for kids to learn tech and
Right.
coding early. Like, we need like innovative leaders.
run for office, man. You got my vote. I'm writing your name in the ballot. That's what I'm gonna do.
Right.
Kathy
Kathy for
Thorne
president.
for president.
For
That's what
prez.
I'm gonna do.
Miss
You got me,
Thorne.
dog.
Right.
What party are you gonna represent, though?
Just go.
Listen, I'm
That's
representing
another episode.
independent.
Forget it.
I'm independent up until the day of, until November, until the Lord tells me where to vote. I'm literally asking the Holy Spirit, who I'm voting for, because I don't trust neither one of these people.
Man, somebody at work said they flipping a coin. I said, man, this is crazy.
Yo.
Flipping a coin is crazy. Flipping a coin for democracy is wild.
Yeah, democracy, all right. Yeah.
It's only thing I'm worried about, man, is if the Democrats some kind of
I'm
way
back in
pull
the
it
chat
off.
box.
Trump
Love
gonna
y'all.
try and
Gotcha.
flip this. All right, dog. Trump gonna try to flip this country, man.
Do you think that either way is gonna be riots?
Democrats don't be on that, bro. They spineless cowards. It be them Republicans that's ready to hit. My Second Amendment right. Y'all not gonna take that be them on that side. So it's like, yeah, they ready to hit. Like that, like, yeah, it ain't gonna be like if Republicans win, they gonna be like, yeah, what? We told y'all. Y'all already knew what was gonna happen. What? We told you if you don't put us in, we're gonna flip this joint. Now, if Democrats win, they're gonna be like, damn, yeah, we got our president in, but the Republican Party about to flip the nation on its head. Like, yeah, I do feel like that, because what the Republicans do, bruh, is they weaponize their affiliation. They weaponize their party. If you don't believe me, right, when you're talking to somebody about what party they represent, Republicans will always hit you with yeah, I'm a Republican. Donald Trump for president. And it's like, damn, okay, man, I just asked who you was voting for, bro. Like, I don't care who you vote for. Like, all I asked was a question who you vote for. Right. Well, and I said Donald Trump. And it's like, so now I got to, like, so they weaponize it, and they feel so invigorated, bro, by that party and by Donald Trump, man. So, like, I just hope, man, whatever's safest for the country happen, bro, because I just don't want to see nothing else like January 6th happen again, bro. Because that was an assault on this country, man. They try to overthrow our government. So.
Right. Yeah, I like to think that I don't think it has anything to do with what party or anything like that. I think whatever does happen, it's going to be by something independent, some deep state type of stuff. I don't think it has to do with Democratic or Republicans, so because I think regardless, something is going to happen. Even leading up to it, most likely, and then afterwards, for sure. I think it's all kind of planned out for the most part, for sure.
Who wins and what's gonna happen?
As in, like the reactions. I think the reactions are planned out already. On like, okay, let's go with this if this happens.
Do you think? Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Yeah. They should have thought about that before they let Kamala be vice president, because that's what she's there for, in case something happens to the president.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, who running for vice president? Can they at least be good?
Yeah.
Listen to me, man. On that note, if she picks a woman vice president, the Republicans are gonna obliterate them, dog.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, this is the last thing that I kind of wanted to talk about. Kind of get your thoughts on, this is kind of like economy type stuff. And I haven't really got to listen to what the brother had to say, but we'll kind of just go through it together.
What's up, guys? I'm fucking tired. I don't know if you can tell, I just got back from the gym. Fuck. I'm like literally like winded. I thought I'd just seen somebody trying to get it across the street. But yeah, I got some news to tell you guys. I'm pretty sure almost every... That's weird, my video cut out. I was gonna say, I got some unfortunate news to share with you all. But I'm pretty sure almost every working American knew this already, but $20 an hour, and honestly anywhere from $20 to $30 an hour is the new minimum wages. That's like the new broke. Realistically, if you're making anything under $20 an hour and you're over the age of 20, 21, how the fuck are you even buying food, dude? Like, I make $26.98 an hour. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's decent money. I honestly don't think it's, I think it's just barely decent money. If I was around way back when, I'd say it's I'd say that was probably good for the time. Like if you were making 20 something an hour back in like 2012 even, you'd be straight. Like you'd be able to not only live comfortably, but you'd be able to, like, they go out on vacation, do like not normal shit, because that's not everybody can afford to do that, so I guess it's not normal, but like shit that you want to do, you want to live, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm not saying with $20 an hour you can't live comfortably, okay? You can just barely get by. What do I mean by that? If you don't have a car, like car payment or car insurance, $20 an hour, you're caking, you're straight. Especially like if you live in a city, public transportation, do all that. If you have a car note, car insurance, rent, utilities, internet, phone bill, $20 an hour, 20 to $30 an hour is not gonna cut it, bro. Especially if you have a fucking family. Like when I see some people on my job and I'm just like, they're like, and we make the same amount, and they're taking care of kids, grandkids, and paying mortgages and shit like that. I'm like, how the fuck did y'all sustain off this money? Like, yeah, you could be decent, but like, I want to actually like live. I got shit I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not enough, realistically speaking. Like, I remember when I was a kid, back in high school and shit like that, I was like, damn.
Yeah, so I think I'll cut it right there. We kind of got the gist of where he was going with it. So basically, he's saying like up to 30. That is the new minimum wage. That is the you just getting by. Do you agree with that number?
So I
I
agree
do.
to a certain extent,
Mm-hmm.
but also he said that there are people making the same amount of money as him and they're taking care of entire families, which
Right.
leads me to believe that he's just making poor financial decisions, which is definitely believable because these days we're all just trying to keep up with one another. We're
Right.
all just buying like this fast fashion. We're all buying this unnecessary, all this these unnecessary things.
Right.
And in order to keep up with the Joneses or to not look poor on Instagram or social media, you have to do all these things.
Yeah.
So if you have to do that, then yeah, it's not going to be sustainable.
Right.
But me speaking, and I'm gonna just put my business out there, like so I make around like $30 an hour. I'm a single mother. I take care of two children and I mean it's frustrating, but it's not impossible. I
Right.
just know that I can still do all the things that I want to do. We go do whatever we want to do, we do. But I cannot do the things that I can't go on all the trips. I can't buy all the new clothes. I can't go buy all these Stanley cups.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid to me. If you're a consumer, it's not going to work. But if you're, financially responsible, you can definitely make it work. But I do understand where he comes from, because the price of everything is going up. But at the end of the day, you have to be financially responsible.
Yeah, I hear you. What you think? What you think, Rob?
I agree with him again to an extent, right? When people are going on rants like that, you have to be sure to pick out the logical part because not all of it's going to be logical. So I agree with him, um, but I think that why it's so frustrating right now is because the inflation has rose at such an exponential rate, but the pay has not.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I think like if the inflation had risen to the rate it's at now, but the pay raise rate rose at least 75% more. So it don't have to raise to the whole 100, right?
Right.
So if it had at least rose to 75%, it hasn't risen at all. So it's like it just looks crazy right now because 12 years ago in 2012, it's just a lot easier, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your collar wasn't as tight. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it was easier to breathe out here. And I think that the inflation since then has been at an unprecedented amount and the pay has been the same as 2012. So it's like everybody that's a steep adjustment. So I get what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like, but you can't then he started going off back off to high school. Bruh, we can't go back to 2005. You know what I'm saying? Like those prices are never coming back. It's over for that. The scope of reference we're gonna use is the last decade, which was 2012. So yeah, he got a point there. Um, but like you said, Keith, like you can't try to buy everything and try to look cool and stuff like that. I just, I think he may have been speaking more to the crazy rate of inflation. You know what I mean? And obviously, these businesses are inflating their prices to themselves stay in business. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
um, but yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's tight, man. Everything's tight, man.
Yeah. But what's up, man? What you think
What's
about
good?
that?
Man, I
What's
agree
up,
with him
Boog?
totally. What's up, fellas? What's up? How y'all doing?
All right.
Chilling,
Man, I
bro.
agree with him totally.
Yeah.
Completely, bro. When I came out of high school, bro, my first job I made $17 an hour. No bills, no kids. I thought I was rich. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I told myself as I started working, I was like, if I just get to six figures, it's gonna be lit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be big houses and beamers everywhere.
Right.
Bro, we in the six figures. Check the check.
Right. Right.
It's crazy. Dog.
Not a
I
not a
agree with him
beamer in
totally.
sight.
Back in the day, not even 5 years ago. Let's go like 7 years ago. if you was at a family gathering, Thanksgiving or something, and you just got a job, and they was like, "What you make?" You was like 25. Everybody there, oh, okay,
Big
okay,
money.
Right, big
Let me
money.
hold
big
something.
money,
Yeah.
man.
I need to
25,
borrow something.
man. You tell somebody you make $25 now, they be like, man, you need to do something with your life. You went to school.
Right.
Hey
Yeah,
man, you need to hold something.
you need a second job.
You
Oh
need
man,
to hold something.
Do you need
Because
some money?
for real.
it's
Yeah, right.
just
Yeah.
it's scary to me, man. It's so scary to me, man. How expensive life is at this big adult age that we at now. At 35 years old, I feel like to live comfortably, you have to make two or better. And that's to
You do.
live comfortably. Like he said, you paying a mortgage, you got a car insurance, you got a car note. You got kids. Those are bills. You have kids. You got a wife. You got just everything, utilities, internet, PlayStations, tennis
Child
shoes.
support.
We like to look good. You know what I'm saying? Furniture,
Yeah.
dishes, groceries.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's too
Mm-hmm.
much. Going out, if you leave out of your door, you're going to spend $200 daily.
Easy. Easy. And
Easy.
this
You don't even know you did it. You done hit 60 at the gas station, getting you some gas. You done rode down the
right.
street. You might have hit $20, $30 at the food spot, get you something to eat. And I don't even know what you
But do
do for
you really
fun.
need all of that? But do you really need that? Do you need to spend the $30 to at the fast food spot? You know, do you
No,
need
you
to
don't.
do this? Do you need the
You don't.
Netflix?
You
Do you
don't.
need that? Do you need So it's
But you know
about
what I
what you want,
almost
but
figured?
not.
You know what I almost figured out?
Really.
Eating out almost costs the same as buying groceries. Do
Say
your
that,
math on
bro.
if you eat
Depends
out.
on what you're buying.
Do your math on if you eat out a whole lot and your monthly bill of groceries. I don't even. You remember back in the day when you can go grocery shopping for the month? We on an every 4-day thing now.
Those days,
You're hitting
those
the
are
grocery
over.
store every 4 days, spending 250, 300, and you put your stuff in the fridge and it look like the fridge is empty.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I also feel like, what are you buying? Are you going to Whole Foods buying, So
$300 worth of groceries don't hit the same. Oh man.
you don't. It don't. It definitely don't. You know,
And I shop at Walmart. Like,
Yeah. What you was gonna say, Keisha?
great value. Uh,
Right. That great
Nothing. I
value.
was just saying, it's all about people. We don't want to sacrifice anymore. I feel like yes, inflation is crazy. Yes,
Right.
it feels like 20 to $30 is a minimum wage, but from actually living it, not making an extreme amount of money and doing it on my own, I feel like it's not impossible, and you just have to be strategic about it. It's a lot of sacrifices that go into it, but it's not miserable. It's not. It's only miserable when you're looking at the things that are happening outside of you, and outside of your home, and you comparing yourself to other people. So, but
I can
that's
agree
just
with
my
that.
comparison is the
opinion.
thief of joy.
That's just my opinion on it.
Right.
No, I can agree with that.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: when does it come a time? Okay, let's say I am not comparing my life and I'm making
Mhm.
sacrifices and things like that. Do you
Mhm.
feel like there ever will be a time where you just like, hey, I do want the new shoes, or I do want a better life? When do you think that comes? Or
That's
what
that's
if it don't
all of
come?
us. That's in all of us. It's just I think it's like what Keisha's saying, like that is within all of us. You know what I mean? But if you don't
But
put yourself in position to
but
like try and get that, like then you might
but
have to go without that.
I get
hear
what
this
you're
though,
saying,
Rock.
but it's
How
definitely
long
not equal for everybody.
how long do you sacrifice though?
Mm.
Do we just live our whole lives until we die just sacrificing and getting by?
True.
Do you not?
Right.
Some
I've
people
been
have
looking
to
at them
do that,
products.
you know.
I've been looking at them
Damn.
products for a year and a half. I work hard. When can I go grab them?
Right.
Damn.
But at the same
Yeah.
token,
You
like
see
we're
what I'm
complaining
saying?
about these things, and there's people who are actually living off of minimum wage, and they'll never be able to see the amount of money that we're making right now. There are
Right.
people right now making $13, $14. They would never in their lives make $26, you know? And it's about their capabilities. It's not like they're a bad person, but they're just not capable of doing more. So if you are capable, then yeah, do better. But some people are just not capable. Capable, it's just not in their cards. It's not just. It's
Right.
just not in their hands. So
Because do you see it as a sacrifice, or just do you see it as just living within your means? Like, is living within your means a sacrifice?
Yes, living
I feel
within
like
your
it just
means is a
depends on the
sacrifice.
mindset. It
It hurt.
depends on the mindset
It hurt to have to act
and
your
your
way
level of
sometimes.
contentment.
Right.
Living within your means isn't a sacrifice. Like, there's no like, it's not a sacrifice. I think that people have made it seem like a sacrifice. I can't have as many shoes as they can, bro. Like, y'all like to rock Jordans, I gotta rock the Vans. Like, you know what I mean? Because that is within
You know
my
you ain't rocking no
means. You know what
Vans,
I mean?
man. Your name is Reebok
Like,
Rob.
yeah. Yeah, there you go. That's yeah. There you go. That's on brand. That's on brand. My bad. I exposed myself a little bit. Yeah. So yeah.
You
So
about to mess
I
the
can't.
deal up, man. We about to get the deal popping. You about to
Yeah.
mess the
Right.
whole
Right. Right.
deal
I'm
up.
about to mess the. I'm about to mess the money up, man. I was just kidding, Reebok.
Mr. Bop.
Monster me. Um, but yeah, like, I mean, so like, yeah, I can't rock all the retro Jordans and stuff like that. Like, I made it like I used to be into sneakers and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I couldn't. That wasn't a sustainable habit. You know what I mean? Like, and I just kept having kids, and it was like, nah, I can't be doing this, man. Like, so that was something that I had to, and I'll never get back on that. Like, like
But
the same
now,
shoes,
now, would you
different
consider
colors.
that a sacrifice?
What's that?
Like, you're a sneakerhead. You love shoes. You know what I'm saying? You like to look good. Do you consider that a sacrifice? That okay, I got kids, I got bills, I can't get the Jordans. I gotta go get the Reeboks. You know what I'm saying?
It just goes. It just so we're using different words to say the same thing. So like a sacrifice are just changing my perspective on if I should buy it. It wouldn't be smart for me to buy this. Yeah, I could buy this and then I'd have to eat noodles direct. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could make it fit, but like, like rocking these J's is gonna give me a form of empowerment when I'm, stomping in these joints on a Friday night. Or I could just buy the Reeboks and be over straight. You know what I mean? Like, so is it a sacrifice? I mean, yeah, it's the same words. It's different words to say the same thing. Like, you just got to change the way you think sometimes. You know what I mean? And that, I don't think that that's a sacrifice. I think that might be a little bit of growth. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't brought Jordans in probably since 2012 when it was sweet out here. You know what I mean? Like,
That's it right
so
there.
so I
See,
haven't brought no J's. You know what I mean? Like, the most I'll spend is like on a hat or something like that. You know what I mean? I like hats, so but
Right.
$30 versus 220 for the Jordans, it's like I don't think I could just like I don't think I could ever do that. And then you get the Jordans and then you can't wear them. There's just not a good. It's not a good investment, or
You can
maybe that wasn't a good example of
you can ask Lenny. You can ask Lenny, man. I
about.
got trash bags full of sneakers, man. Foam posits. I was a sneaker fanatic, man. Um, you're right. Just don't
What
purchase
size you
them
wear, bro?
as much as I used to. I wear 9.5, man.
What size you
I
wear?
feel
Tiny
like you
feet.
said something really
Nine and a
nice
half.
or really good.
Go ahead, Keish.
Book, you were a 9.5. You said.
Yeah, I got tiny feet.
Boy, we got the
I
same
used to
size
dream
feet.
with
My feet, I'm a big size 9 over here.
Right.
Big stuff.
Yeah, I
I thought
forgot.
I heard you.
Keisha got them big feet.
you know, I'm a big girl now. But you said something earlier, and I definitely like what you said about being, growth
Yeah.
and being comfortable with not going by the Jordans. So I think that's why I take so much pride in being, financially savvy or frugal these days, because I know that at one point I needed all of this stuff. I needed the materials. I was so materialistic, but now it's like I find a lot of peace in, I feel like I brag about being content where I am. I'm okay with going home and cooking a meal or mixing up my own drink at the house or,
Right.
just setting out my own lit vibe, putting on the lights, put my own little music on and just, vibing. I'm comfortable. I am content where I'm at.
Right.
So I think with contentment comes peace,
Don't
but that doesn't change the fact that Yes, the wage definitely needs to match the inflation,
Right.
period. But there are ways to live,
Mhm.
life is about living, working through the problems that's going on right now. And I feel like a lot of people these days, they just don't want to work. Like you see all these articles about people quitting the workforce and things like that. Everybody wants things given to them, and they feel like they're not given enough. But at one point, do you put in the effort? So there's so many different ways to make a lot of extra money these days, more so than 15, 20 years ago. And so just make it work. Sometimes, you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
that doesn't mean that they shouldn't raise the wages. But what is that going to
But
affect
They
yeah,
just need
them?
to
like
figure out how to be scammers.
I like what you said. I like what you said. Yes, they need to raise the wages, but we can't raise the wages right now. I need that bread right now. So you gotta go and get that
Right?
money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go
Yeah,
get
I
it.
agree with you. They need to raise the wages for sure. But
Yeah.
I need this bread now, brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
Yeah. Jump
yeah.
jump in, Wayne. What's up, man?
Nah, I'm just listening in, man.
Oh,
See if I can do sense in and trying to get a consensus what you guys discussing. Give me the topic.
we are talking about the new what $30 is the new minimum wage, basically. Like if you're making anything between 20 to 30. We just reviewed a video. The brother is kind of just saying like, life is hard. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. He was kind of speaking on like his coworkers kind of make the same thing, but they have a family, and it's just like how are they, um, you know, uh, getting by with their family? Yeah.
Uh, yeah, $30 is ridiculous. I mean, I get it though. I get it though. I mean, the wages with this inflation and how. Let me move this mic.
Hmm.
Yeah, is my camera on? Oh, you already blocked
No.
my.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so how they block this the wages. I mean, with this inflation and just I mean, you really got to prioritize what's more important to you. Do you want to be outside all the time and living paycheck to paycheck, or do you have what's your end game and your goal? These millennials now really focus on, and I think it's one of you guys might have touched on it. Just they just don't have that drive anymore. They don't know what hard work looks like. They don't know how if you want something you have to pick up another job or do some type of side hustle or something like that to get what you want. I mean, you're not gonna get it by just asking for it. You have to go get it. It's
Yeah.
just really tragic
Agreed.
that this
Agreed.
inflation. I don't know what's going to go on with this presidency and with Trump being back in or possibly be a shoo-in for the office. I don't know what the outcome is gonna be with this economy, but hopefully these interest rates go down
Yeah, I think that's the
so we can
biggest.
really start doing something.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest key
Go ahead, Lynn.
in life right now is the interest rates. That's what I see that
Hmm.
affects the most. Because if you really look at it, you can control most of your life and your spending. But you cannot control the interest rates. Like when you look at the difference between uh, a 2% and a 6%, it's ridiculous. Like it pulls your mortgage, hundreds of dollars up, and you realize that $300,000 house that you was looking at, 5 years ago when it was 3%, 2% was in your budget, but that $300,000 it's not really worth stretching it now, and that's like when you look at car notes and just life period. I think for the most part, if you can kind of take um everything out, far as like, hey, like I got grocery bills and things like that, but no one really needs a high car note. We just choose to do that because those are like first world problems. No one has to have a big house. We just choose to do that. I don't know if you could say it's living, kind of keeping up,
Above your
or
means.
yeah.
It is.
Well,
Well,
100%
with us people, we want to keep it up. Yeah, we want to keep up. The materialistic it gives you a sense of pride that you have these items and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I wouldn't
really inside there,
necessarily
it's
say
just
that, though, Wayne. I wouldn't necessarily say that.
why
It's
wouldn't you
just
say
that
that?
it's not even necessarily about just being materialistic. But when you work hard, you want nice things, though, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't want to live in a shack and you busting your ass at work every day. You know what I'm saying? You work hard. You want a nice house. You want to come
That's
home
a
to your
fact.
peace. You want to be nice. You want it to look nice. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to drive a. You work 70 hours a week. Why do you got to drive a '96 Kia? You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not even necessarily about being like, okay, I can see if you're saying that the guy wants all the Jordans and he's a big jewelry fiend and he has to go out and pop these expensive bottles. That's materialistic things. But I'm saying like just enjoying the fruits of your labor. I don't think that that's being super materialistic. You work hard. I think that you deserve to
No,
come
you have
home
to
to a
enjoy
nice
your
house.
fruit and fruit labor.
Well, see, but that's what
No, no, and I agree.
I want to push back just a little bit because like fruits of the labor, right? And buying certain things. I you kind of said like, hey, you make good money, um you work hard, you don't want to have to ride in the 96 Kia. But like I say, why not though? Like what if the car is getting you to where it needs to be, and everything
It
like
has
that.
AC. It has
What
AC.
yeah. Let's just
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
let's sit here and say that like whatever car that you have, it does what it needs to do, but it's old. Why do we feel like it's important to upgrade our lifestyle?
Because
Now,
your
let me
cousin
say
gonna
this, and
talk about
I know that's a little bit of an older way of thinking, and I know it makes sense in people's brains when you say it. But I haven't had a car note since the Benz was totaled, right?
Right.
I haven't had a car note. I don't even know if that was like 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, right?
Right.
I've been buying little cheap cars, get back and forth. You spend more money on these cheap cars than you do if you have a car note. I go get a newer car, I have a warranty, I take it there to get oil changes. If anything goes wrong, they fix it for a certain amount of time. With these buckets, it's always something wrong. I was just listening to you guys' podcast driving down the highway in this 2006 car that I'm driving, and it
You broke
act like
down.
it cut off on me on the highway.
Oh no.
Yeah, you think I'm gonna deal with that in a 2023? I don't
Take
care if it's a
that.
Nissan.
I
Yeah.
broke
You
down
got to be
listening to
reliable.
this joint.
So I know we sit and say you could go get a little beamer to
Crazy.
get back and forth to work. It don't always work that way because you're always sitting in these beat up old cars.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you gotta go,
I mean, if the car is reliable, what I think Lenny is trying to say, if the
yeah.
car is reliable.
Yeah, I think that's where the line is, right? So it's like, is it reliable? Is it decent enough to where you can? Because let's be real, we all we all want to ride something nice and things like that. So I'm definitely not saying like, hey, let's go out and grab a '98 Camry. But if it's 10, 15 years
That's
old
not terrible.
and it does what it needs to do, I think that, and then it gives you that flexibility to always make sure that you can take a trip when you need to take a trip, when you have those extra funds. And I also think like let's be real, car note is like one of the leading causes to that depletes your wealth. And but it's one of those things that we need it, of course. Like we need a car, but knowing that especially when you start looking at these car notes nowadays, and you want to buy something brand new, those notes
Yeah,
are insane.
ridiculous. 8%,
Yeah,
9%. 7.5% with good credit.
Right. Yeah. And so you tack on like the average new car is what price? I mean, you
They're
30,000.
30 and above.
right.
30 and above
30.
for average. So you're gonna pay
We talking
between
for a Camry. We talking
650.
for a
Yeah,
Toyota Camry for
for a
30,000.
Civic.
Yeah.
You're talking about 650 a month just
Right.
for the car note.
So when you look at like what $600 do to you over a term of 5 years, see, a lot of times we look at it from the standpoint of like, okay, yeah, I can afford $600, but knowing what that $600 do for you, for
Over
5
5
years,
years.
that's
Yeah.
that's a big that's a big price because I'm kind of going through the same thing right now. I'm such in a mode where I don't want like anything upgraded, and I'm trying not to be extreme with it because I do know that about myself. So I'm trying to, and knowing that I have a family as well, like they
Yeah, that boy Lenny go get a Flintstone car.
yeah, so
Yeah.
but I know that,
Cut the
but
deodorant out already.
right. So like I'm trying I'm trying to understand like the median, right? And what does it really mean to live within your means, right? Cuz we say that a lot, but what does that look like, cuz I I don't want, you know, I think the biggest thing for me right now
I don't know if
is
it's missing that.
I don't want to be a slave to my lifestyle. And
Yeah, exactly.
that is the key because if I want to build something, or if I want to take an extended time to not focus on a job per se and have some type of work, or do something where I want to travel, or things like that, I want to have the flexibility. And I think that like we should be looking at the flexibility part of our life because we're not getting any younger. And I I look at certain people of the age that we all aspire to get to, and some of them still working and have to work. And I think that's just from being a slave to your lifestyle, because
Mhm.
if you have to make $10,000, whatever a month, because of your lifestyle, then you will always have to worry about that 10,000,
$10,000. Yeah.
so that's like
But that's almost like the norm. We almost damn near got to make 10,000 to survive. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, these
right. But see, but
It
that's
all
the
depends on the lifestyle, though. Like Lenny is trying to say, but like financial literacy is definitely the cause and agent of what goes on. People are materialistic, not really materialistic, but the cause and agent is financial literacy.
yeah.
So people are just not really doing the research before making these financial decisions, and that's
Right.
what's leading them into the devastating situations where you have to make a certain amount for the entirety of your life and your livelihood, and have to work because you're it's all about your end game. What is your goals? And people don't focus on goals. They're worried about the now and not the later, and this is what happens with everyone because we
YOLO.
always focus on now.
YOLO.
and
Yeah.
and
Right.
and you know what I mean, and don't focus on the later, and how we can build for the future. So if you don't have that foresight, or most people that don't have that foresight, and they live in this now, and of course tomorrow's not promised to anyone, so on and so forth and whatever. But if you are expected to live and you want to have that buy back your freedom, you have to set and start setting up your foundation now, so you can have that and to be free to do whatever you want. That's like, I mean, I agree with Lenny. I'm not trying to work with the retirement age of 60, 50, or whatever those ages are. I'm not trying to do that. I want to be able to have my money stacked and be able to do whatever I want at a decent amount of age of whatever I decide that to be. To be honest, I would say in 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. for sure. I
Hey, I
just
got to get out of here, people, because I
yeah.
still got a job to go to in the morning. All
All
right, love y'all, man.
All right, yeah,
Reebok.
man.
right, man.
Peace,
Take it
All right,
man.
easy.
Free
dog.
R.
Yep.
Kelly.
Free yeah. But yeah, I think that's like the key when we start looking at this lifestyle thing, right? And how expensive things are. I just think that, we don't really look at what we're actually spending our money on.
Right. All right. Yeah. Going back to that financial literacy and having the budget, really knowing where your money is going and start planning out the things that you want. You know what I mean? You don't have to
And
get
have
it now, but you can
conviction
save
too.
for it.
Yeah, do you feel like people don't put enough value on what causes, like, what gives them peace in life? Cuz I
Mm.
hear a lot about, like, oh, material things, like I need to buy this to feel good, and kind of Keisha kind of said a good point, where, like, at one point she wanted to buy all of these things, but then finding peace in simplicity, and just like other types of, maybe, I guess more of just finding out what her why is, and what gives her peace. Do you feel like people don't really look into that more?
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, I can speak from experience. I mean, I got a lot of assets and a lot of toys and so on and so forth. And yeah, you get a new car, 6 months, you're already tired. You know what I
Right.
mean? But you're locked in for 60 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
What is your why? What is my why? I just try to turn everything into somewhat of an asset, even though most of the majority it is a liability when you buy it.
For
But
sure.
you know what I mean? But you have to find out your why. You know what I mean? You have to find out your why and why you're doing it, and what is it for, and who is it for? Is it really for you, or is it for you to look a certain way or feel a
Yeah.
certain way? But that stuff doesn't. That's all materialistic stuff. You have to really focus on yourself and figure out what makes you happy, because these things, it does bring me somewhat of joy, but it doesn't make me. You know what I mean? It's just that momentarily moment that I can't say the word, but that moment of joy that I get riding
Yeah.
the motorcycle or the slingshot or whatever it is. It's,
Right.
it's just a moment of joy. That doesn't bring me peace. It doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, I think I feel more peaceful when I can be free and don't have to worry about anything. Everything's been taken care of, and
Yeah.
or if I'm, traveling or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, and just focusing on your why, what really makes you tick, what really brings you that peace. um because yeah, the nice car is great. It's that quick gratification.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Oh
That
yeah, for
dopamine
sure.
hits. Oh damn, I have this nice car, and then 2 months later, damn, I don't even want to pay this note. Like, I
Right.
got other shit
Or
I
look,
want to
or
do.
look, 2 months later, the new one come out, and you're like, God,
Yeah, and that don't
Right.
got the feature. The doors come off this way. Oh, God
Right.
damn. Why ain't you
yeah,
drop
Right.
man. But
that?
I found, Lenny, I done found peace. I become, I don't know if I'm aging at a rapid rate, but I done just became,
You are
I find, yeah, I just find peace, bro, in
physically.
sitting in the house watching television, bro.
Right.
I've really found peace in just like lounging around the house. Being in my house is what I found peace in.
Yeah.
I used to rip and run the streets. I used to be outside all the time. I done just found peace in, on my days off, I just want to sit in here and I paying for it. You know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
I definitely think it's about the peace, and kind of like you say, Wayne, is just like understanding that, like, yeah, in 2 months I may not want this. I may want the material thing, but I don't want to actually pay for the, to have it. And I
Right.
think that's kind of like what I deal with, going forth next year into retirement and stuff like that is.
You
Uh,
retiring next year?
yeah, next year. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're
Yo,
gonna have to rob him, Wayne. We're gonna
yeah,
have to put that iron on his end.
Yeah, Keisha, I'm almost there, girl. I'm almost there.
Ooh, golly.
Yo,
Oh,
yo.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
retired in 20 years.
I can't believe it. But
Dang.
yeah, it's just one of those things where you know, you try to find peace and you try to find a way to um have a good life, a decent life, whatever it is.
hmm
And
but also people don't go searching for that until they reach rock bottom or until they have no other choice.
mm,
Prime example. You
right,
go searching for things when you've reached rock bottom, or when you go through certain things in life. So everybody is not looking for, especially if I was making like X amount of money,
right,
I'm not going to try to be content when I can go and buy what I want.
right,
Now I'm okay, just out here chilling with my chickens.
right.
So it's just, I feel like it takes, and I feel like a lot of people go through this once they reach their 30s too. Once you reach your 30s, you start soul searching. You start trying to figure out the why. And why am I here? Why do I react this way to this? Or why? So
Some people, some people,
Yeah,
most people in the still act like
yeah,
they
that's true.
ignorant and don't know how to, they have no emotional intelligence and
yeah,
can't really express feelings or thoughts or how
right.
they feel, and just yeah.
Yeah, I
Gra-
think I think a lot of times I said it last week when we was talking about only rocking with your kind. I feel like yeah, yeah, so a summary of last week, it was a podcast that I was listening to, and she had a business, and she only welcomed black people, but she took donations from all, but you had to be black to be into this type of farmers group. Basically, it's like for gardeners and stuff like that, and they do like hikes and they just fellowship, and I felt like, I'm all up for people trying to big up their communities, because that's dope. I think that's we all should be trying to do that. But I do feel like you got to have some type of exposure to expand your life. Like I wouldn't be me today if I stayed in Palm Bay. You know, um, and that goes for anybody really. Like if you don't explore, different types of people,
Cultures and
It just
nationalities
keeps
and
you more divided.
yeah,
mm,
100%. I think I don't know how you can expand music and things like that. So yeah, so I feel like that like you're saying, you have to go through something. You kind of have to, maybe reach your rock bottom to figure out like, hey, where's my peace at? Um, and I think probably for me as well, I probably through expanding and through just going through life, I think you start soul searching and just like, yo, like this can't be it. Like this ain't even really me. Like when you start finding yourself buying stuff and doing things when that's not even really the core of you, right? And then that's when you can like really take a step back and like, hold on, like who am I for real? Like what do I actually like doing? Or or do I like just partying and going out, and it really gives you an opportunity to kind of figure things out, like, hey, what, because we can't all, well, we can find value in the new whatever that is, and but eventually you're gonna be 80 years old still searching for the new.
mm, mm.
I like that, Lenny. I like that. Wayne,
Yeah.
was you here earlier?
Nah, I kind of came on a little later.
Oh, well, you know Lenny ain't wore deodorant in a month.
I knew that was coming.
He ain't wear deodorant. I mean, it got a lot of cancerous agents in the deodorant. You got to get that natural deodorant, but I still use deodorant. I can't be funking.
Yeah. So yeah, I found that
Lenny, you
Mhm.
don't wear deodorant, Lenny. Let's talk about it. So like,
Yeah.
your armpit smell like what?
Say it one more time.
What did your armpit smell like? Like on a regular?
Like right now.
Yeah.
Do a
Like
check.
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, check it
Do a
out.
check.
I think it's. I mean, I'm good for real. Like.
Wait, they serious? You really don't wear deodorant?
Yeah. So in the
Oh, you wasn't here earlier either?
Yeah, in the beginning, I was kind of talking about. I kind of go through little trends and
You wash your ass though? Like,
go ahead,
man.
man.
That's on
Yeah.
here.
Use a washcloth?
I'm ignorant. I wanna know more. You wash?
Yeah, 100%.
Like you soap?
Yeah, I use soap.
We invested now.
I still wash my butt a couple of times a day. And
Extra?
I'm on his ass now. This show about to turn.
I mean, I watched. I think I watched
Okay.
extra in general.
Just a clean person.
Yeah, so like I don't think it's.
So do you use something as a substitute?
Nah, I just been
You ain't
riding.
changed your diet up or nothing?
I definitely changed my diet up. I drink a lot of tea now. Pretty much tea throughout the day. I have a lot of herbs and stuff in the back, and I just make those into teas. I just boil those down, make tea, and I drink a lot of and eat a lot of greens. And that's what helps the chlorophyll. Yeah, the chlorophyll is through the greens that you eat. So I get a lot of that through eating and drinking. And I detox. I guess you would call it a detox. I detox pretty much every day, all day from like what I eat and the tea that I drink from. Because like once you start really like looking at herbs and food basically of why it became food, why it became herbs and things like that, you start realizing that like the medicine and what we need is actually in our
All
diet.
around.
Yeah,
And the herbs.
Yeah, so that's why I was real focused on kind of creating like a herb, garden and stuff like that, and really looking at what I eat and from the health part, right? Because a lot of times, like we can go on these a lot, like especially back in the day, like I would go thinking that I'm being healthy by the gym and things like that, which obviously we need that portion of health, but the diet wasn't natural. It was a lot of protein shakes and rice and chicken, and you would add the little broccoli and the vegetables whenever, or eat like a salad with a lot of protein on it. That was pretty much the diet and things like that. And I drink a lot of coffee. Coffee can, if you kind of looking at it from the caffeine standpoint, is bad. But I do a lot of water intake from just food and just drinking all day. I mean, I still have a beer or two. Still, drink a little whiskey every now and then. But it's mainly of I don't eat as much, and it's mainly just the herb tea, and I haven't did deodorant all this year. I mean,
So,
not all this
do
year,
you feel?
all this month, all this
Since
month.
the time I've
Do
been
you
through
feel like
puberty.
there's a difference? Go ahead.
No, I'm saying since the time I went through puberty. As soon as I step out the shower, the clock starts ticking. I got 4 hours to put something on these armpits.
I ain't gonna lie, I be stinking. So not like that. But so So, do you notice a difference between when you first started and
Oh,
now?
100%.
So, I'm pretty sure you was real kind of rank whenever you first started, huh?
100%. Like it was me taking um a lot more baths than I did even now. Like now I can take probably about, 4, 3. But now I can do 2. I like to get up in the morning, wash off, and then obviously at night, you wash off. And if you like go to the gym and stuff, like I was telling
You was taking 4 showers a day.
yeah, at
That's
first,
like,
at first, because like you gotta realize, like
God.
when you start sweating, it's real. And then like, and also too, like my 4 showers was me like going doing cardio, in my sauna suit, and then I obviously need to do a shower after that. But I promise you, like I was telling Reebok earlier, if you're around me, it don't smell like, Bangladesh or
are you saying that, or are the people around you saying it? Because I
uh
know that you can become nose blind to these things,
yeah, one hundred
and
percent.
the people around you become nose blind to it too. So,
One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. That daughter of his is not going to allow
right,
him to be musty.
for real. And
Nia ain't going for it.
right, and I mean, I'm at work. I'm outside a lot more now, and it's not crazy, but it's the thing about it is, it obviously, if I went a long period of time, I guess you would say maybe like a day, if I was out in the field and then I didn't get to take a shower, yeah, I'd probably be humming. But you'll realize that you don't really need deodorant every day. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go a whole month, but you can definitely skip a day.
but
100%.
at
Keep
the
your
same
arms
time, I
dry.
feel like it's just cultural as well.
Yeah, for
I just
sure.
feel like it's cultural because naturally we gonna have a little odor to us.
Right, for sure.
The human body does not smell good. We have to make it smell good.
Yep.
So, we're just used to smelling like flowers and daisies when nobody's ever just woke up smelling like that. So,
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
it's just something to get accustomed to. Like, when we go to Dubai, everybody out there stink. But
Right.
they don't smell it. They're used to that.
Yeah, and
So
and like it kind of started too, like I was saying earlier. I wanted to stop using deodorant at nighttime, because like it just didn't make sense. Like I would take my night shower and then wake up and take another shower. It's just like, man, what was the purpose of having deodorant on? But then like it just, once you start like really watching what you put on your body and inside your body, you like, hold on, what type of deodorant am I using? And then you start looking for natural deodorants and stuff like that, and you start looking at the ingredients, even with the natural deodorants. And then when you realize like how easy it is to just make your own deodorant, it's like, why would I ever buy deodorant?
you remember OG
OG,
from PSG1? She was I think
of
she may have been African or something like that.
of
She
course,
didn't wear deodorant. She wore lemon.
you
Somebody said something
She
about lemon
never wore
earlier.
deodorant.
you
She
know
never
what?
wore deodorant. OG wore lemon, and she
OG,
never stunk.
she
I
was
never smelled her,
she was
and
from
she worked out
Belize.
every single day. Yeah, she was not from here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And them people be smelling strong, and I never smelled that lady.
That is true, because I've never smelt her. And
Hmm.
yeah, I do know a lot of people substitute it with lemon and things like that, but right now
Baking soda.
I'm just raw dogging it. Maybe
In the ghetto, when we ran out of deodorant, our grandparents used to make us put a baby baking soda on it.
but yeah,
Not the Tootsie,
so
I
so
remember the Tussie too.
the kind that you got to rub under the.
right.
That Tussie will burn your armpit skin off. That Tussie will burn your skin off.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just think I think that's one of the things that you can once you start going down that rabbit hole. I think of
Hmm.
health is wealth, and like I was telling them earlier, when I
Hey,
started.
my bad, Lenny. I
Yeah,
gotta get out of here though. I gotta go
yeah,
clock in.
yep. All right, bro. Yep.
You gotta
When
go clock out.
when he clock in, he worked nights. Yeah, clock out. Yeah. But yeah, when I first started, like, basically this detox, I guess you want to call it. It was so bad that I had caught a migraine that I had to go to the ER for, like, parasites in your body and stuff like that have those
Yeah.
cravings. Um, yeah, it was bad. Like Advil or nothing wasn't working. Like so. But yeah, it's cause I know you have chickens and stuff like that. It had to be a
Hmm.
reason behind that. You was definitely searching for something.
Well, for the past couple years, so straight up, like whenever I got pregnant with my son, I lost my job. I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's just something from that. It just clicked. Something in me clicked. And ever since then, like I've always had like ADHD, so I'm always working on all these different projects. But I started learning how to grow my own food, which I'm not 100% with that right now. But
Yeah.
I just want to become more sustainable. I'm just more into just being natural. I never be as natural as you because I just can't handle going around with the possibility of being stank, But
Right.
because I'm in Louisiana as well. It's
Yeah, for
hot.
sure.
We
Yeah.
we we are not allowed to go up without deodorant on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna get bust up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, so it's just me just wanting to become, one. And then before then, or around that same time, I went to school for massage therapy. And
Mm-hmm.
during that, you come across all these holistic people, or all
Yeah.
these people who have different thought processes and things like that. So and that's when I realized that I haven't been living in my truth this whole time. Like I've been trying to
That's
pretend that I'm
real.
somebody else just because me doing the things that I like to do is embarrassing because like I was always considered they would call me the white girl in the family just because my interests were a little different than theirs. I'm not listening to Libusta, Webby and all that stuff all day long.
Right.
I like other music, I like other things. And when you are interested in things that other people are not interested in, you're weird and you get bullied and you get picked on. So I
That's
finally
for
got to the
sure.
point where that don't matter to me. I like what I like. I'm going to do what I want to do. And with that, I just know that I like to be more sustainable. I like to know what I'm putting into my body. I'm a nurturer. I want to take care of the animals and I want to eat their babies too.
Right.
So it's just so I haven't gotten to the point where you are right now just because I feel like I ain't disciplined enough because with that comes a lot of discipline and I
Yeah.
just don't have that. So right
Right.
now I know I don't have that. I'm just working on everything goes on on the outside of that to get
Right.
ready for whenever I'm ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's dope. Kind of like you said, those life experiences, take you into those places. But it's amazing to see, like, when you have that that day, or that that time to yourself where you're just like, you know what, this is me. Like, I'm
Hmm.
over here pretending or trying to be like what people deem as cool or normal or whatever the case may be. When you find out your people, your tribe is out there. So
Hmm.
one thing that I've realized that, because I'm not really a big social media person, but because I always felt like, the norms, right? The norms are like pushing, the quote unquote popular black culture of what we see. But when you really start using social media to find your tribes, you
Hmm.
realize that you're not um, you're
You're not
normal.
alone out here.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's a whole
And what
bunch
I
of
realize
yep,
now, I'm not the black sheep. I'm the cool one.
yep.
You know, I'm not the. At first, when I was younger, I was the one getting bullied all the time. But now, I'm the one everybody's like, "Oh, let's go see what Keisha's doing. What she got going on. Let's go play with the chickens." You know, so it's just and they hold me to a different standard now. Like, you
Right.
get mad? Yeah, motherfucker, I get mad. I'm still the same person. You know,
Right.
I just practice things a little differently than everybody else.
Yeah.
It's just, it's funny how the tables turn. So.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Like what do you kind of kind of see yourself you know, cuz I heard like chickens are like the gateway to
I'm
um
looking into goats right now.
yeah.
So, but I live in the hood. Okay, I have
Okay.
free range chickens. My chickens be all over the neighborhood. They just started laying eggs this weekend, actually.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
so I'm just looking for more land. Once I get more land, I need to finish buying this house. Once I do that, I'm just looking for land.
Right.
So I can do the things that I want to do.
Would you
Because it's easy.
yeah, would
know.
you buy the land in Louisiana or move?
I've grown to love Louisiana. The only reason, yes, I would. The only
Yeah.
reason why I wouldn't is because of like the weather. But when
Right.
it comes to like the prices,
Yeah.
the
True.
weather is what everything we can grow everything here. It's just the
Yeah.
hurricane. You
Right.
don't know if the coast is still gonna be here or not. But
Yeah.
this is the perfect spot to grow to raise the animals and to grow whatever fruit vegetables you want.
Right.
I live in that area where I can grow anything I want.
Yeah.
So I would definitely grow here. I would definitely stay here, or maybe I would probably move a little further north, maybe to Mississippi or something like that. But I'm
Okay.
definitely staying in Louisiana.
Yeah, yeah, nah, that's dope. I looked briefly in Louisiana, but the flood areas is what kind of
Hmm.
turned me away from that
Yeah,
area. Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't tell anybody to come, but if you're already here and you're used to it,
Yeah,
so
yeah, right. So do you plan on uh eating your chickens or just using them for laying eggs?
as of now, I'm just using them to lay,
Yeah,
and they're also kind of like pets. This is an
yeah,
experiment for me.
gotcha. Yeah, no, I feel you.
So eventually, since I feel like I know what to do now. So if I ever get to that point, it's nothing to get chicken. It's nothing
Yeah,
to live off chicken. So if I would ever get to that point, yeah. But right now, I'm okay with going get my leg quarters.
yeah.
You can get a bag of leg quarters for $6, so I ain't
Right,
worried about it.
right, right. Let me ask you this: have you noticed the difference in taste with your eggs versus outside eggs?
100%. It's just richer. Even
Man,
when I fry them in the same pan, the
yes,
color of the yolk, the
yes,
consistency, the
man.
flavor, and even like the vitamins and nutrients that are in there. Because when store bought eggs, those chickens are raised indoors and they're fed
Yes,
a feed.
feed
When they're free
100.
range, they have access to the bugs,
Yep,
whatever they want. And then I'm out
exactly.
there feeding them too, and then they have access to the sun. And that's the only
Yes.
way you can get vitamin D in the eggs is if they're free range.
Mm.
So,
See that's I didn't know that part. But
mhm.
so I had uh you know some fresh eggs and I was just like never again. Never again can I have store-bought eggs. Like
Right.
the once you crack it open and like you said you see how rich that yolk looks, you're like, "Yo, what have I?" And then once you realize that how how old the store-bought eggs are.
I was just gonna say that once you start growing your own food, you realize that nothing is supposed to last over 2 weeks. What?
Right.
Why can I eat these eggs 2 months later? That's crazy.
Right.
So I want
Yeah.
my food to spoil. I'm
Yes.
okay with that. I want it to spoil.
Yes.
That way I know it's good. It's still living when I put it in me or whatever. Come on.
Right.
I just need
Come
that.
on.
It's yeah.
Come
So
on,
once
yeah.
you start growing, you realize you can see
Yeah.
the difference.
You
You
can
know.
you can see the difference, and you just know that the quality is there. You know, like you're saying,
Hmm.
because once you know that eventually this is gonna be something that I'm putting in me, you kind of care
Right.
about like the feed and what that animal is doing. You take care of it to make sure that hey, this is good. So I definitely think that um, you kind of on the right track, I would say. And I have heard because I if I had a longer period of time, that's honestly I tell Keisha this a lot too. A part of me wants to stay here, um, and just because I the it's like it's not necessarily easy, but like once you know a place and you know that you kind of out of the hustle and bustle of things, and you have your life, and knowing that like hey, I can have my chickens here, I can have my goats, and and I have my little garden in the back. You realize that man, I like life is good once you start
Right.
eating, and I think like you say, like once you realize you know once you get comfortable with your chickens, and then you move into a different animal or a different venture of weaning yourself off this system. And I think that's kind of like the thing that I preach to myself a lot. It's just like, man, how can I wean off the system?
Right.
And definitely not saying that hey, I'm going off grid, but you know it even if I can get 10% off, 20% off of the system, you're doing yourself a favor.
Right.
Because just think about it, 100 years ago we wasn't eating this type of way. Like
Hmm.
convenience wasn't this abundance. And when you realize like how like before you kind of went on this path, you realize like how much you was eating,
Hmm.
and things like that, and just
Big
uh
back.
huh
I said big back.
no I when I was saying that, all I could think about was that message you sent me the other day. That sounds like
First of all, I got a bone to pick with you because you knew.
wait wait
So you ain't know. You the one that warned me that man like big girl.
no, Keisha is the one that you got to put that on Keisha.
Oh, so I gotta fight Keisha.
Yeah,
Okay.
hey, I'm out of that. Like you got
So
to
Keisha had me 230 pounds.
right.
Gotcha.
That's Keisha fault. That's too funny. That's too funny.
Shit for
But
you.
do you feel like where's your next venture, as in being self-sufficient? Like do you see yourself like growing a garden, or like what's your next
I definitely
goal?
do. I feel like I just need to get better with growing things
Yeah,
like that, get my kids involved, but I also want to get into like canning and things
man.
like that as well.
Yeah,
Because we growing all this stuff, we can't use it. Because
right.
think about it, when you growing stuff, you get a little excited. You probably grow a little too much. How much
Yeah,
of that are you actually going to eat? So I do want to get into canning and things like that, especially since I do live in Louisiana and we're
yeah,
always having all these storms and blackouts and things like that. So whenever I don't have access to the food, I can't go to the grocery store. I feel comfortable knowing that, okay, I have this food that I've safely canned, that I grew myself. I know exactly what's in here,
Yeah.
so um, that's what I want to get into next. I definitely want to learn how to want to learn how to do it safely.
Yeah.
Um,
Kathy was asking this question to you.
1 egg a day.
Yes. Oh, so you have one.
Girl,
What type do you have? Do you know?
I have the brown chickens, whatever they call.
Okay.
The
Dang.
pullets or all of them pullets. I don't know. I'm talking like I know so much about chickens. I don't know nothing about chickens, y'all. I got these chickens a couple months ago,
Yeah.
and I'm learning from experience right now. So these are
Yeah.
my test birds.
Yeah. No.
But
So I have heard that certain breeds lay up to 6 a day, and
oh,
some are like yours. I want to say the uh, Rhode Island hens or something like that. It sounds like maybe what you have.
I'll look it up and I'll let you know.
Yeah. Yeah, but
But I feel like 6 eggs a day. I couldn't handle it. That's a bit excessive.
yeah,
I'm gonna
right.
do it all.
Yeah, there's also I think too it's probably what they feed them and the maturity as well.
hmm
Wherever they're at in life. Did you get yours from chicks?
Yeah, I got them as chicks, and like I said, they've been laying for about 4 days now. Well, one of them has been laying for about 4 days now,
Mm-hmm.
and I can see every single day they get a little bigger, they
Right.
get a little darker, and I ain't gonna lie. Ever since I saw that she started laying, I started feeding her eggshells. I started giving her more protein, more
Yeah.
chicken, more the leftover meats and stuff like that. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I can definitely tell that the shells are thicker. The shells are way thicker than they were at first.
Right.
So I truly believe that what you're feeding them definitely
100%.
plays a part in how the eggs come out. So
What color are the eggs?
they're brown. The first one was a little white, but and it was speckled, but all the rest of them are brown, and they're getting the color brown is getting deeper and deeper by the day.
Mm, yeah, it's probably that. It's
I
definitely
saw you post chickens. Do you have chickens?
no. Those are just Hawaii has so many chickens out here, and like
Yeah, that's their state bird, right?
nah, don't get me to lie. I
Let
don't.
me look that up. I'm about
Yeah,
to look at it. Let me go on
I
Google.
don't. I don't even know. But yeah, no. I wish, girl. Like I wish. A lot of things.
Oh no.
A lot of things that I have to wait on, just because of my move.
Hmm.
And
Right.
that's in a couple. You know how it is. Like when you in, you don't. You
Hmm.
try. You can't get too comfortable because you know that move is coming. Soon.
Yeah, but with chickens, I feel like if you got, how long will you be there?
So I have another 9 months.
I ain't gonna lie, Lenny. I say go ahead and get you a couple chickens. Honestly, you could probably just get 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
And after mine started laying at 4 months, like
Right.
2 days before the 4 month mark, she
Yeah.
started laying eggs. And honestly, it ain't like you just letting a dog loose on the street.
Right.
It's a chicken, and then if they all over the place anyway,
Yeah.
just leave them. So if
Right.
they already all over the place with it,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think you have a little experience to come back here. That way, okay,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
just get about four chickens. I don't need 20 of them.
Right. Right. See, I was thinking about that. Yeah, you probably gonna once I run it through house management, um, and I probably will, because that's something that you can kind of you can take your the cage or something that you. Oh well, you don't even have a coop or nothing.
I ain't got nothing. Lenny, hold on. Let me show you my birds.
Yeah.
Let me show you my damn birds. Let me show you what they did. I don't know if I can switch this camera.
Yeah.
Let me go on my front porch.
Do
I
you
have a
do you have a
chair.
do you have a dog?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Okay.
This is my front porch.
Okay.
And look at my damn chicken.
Yeah.
I built a coop for them in the backyard. I can't get it on them. I built a coop for them in the backyard. They don't
Right.
like their chicken coop. They come right here on my front porch every single night.
So you don't.
But
So there's no natural predators.
so I had six of them. Yes, there are
Okay.
natural
Okay.
predators.
Here we go.
I
Here we
had
go.
six.
I was about to
So
say.
I had there was a chicken hawk in my backyard. Okay, I had a chicken hawk and he over my chickens. He got them. So, but survival of the fittest. I have two left, and honestly, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
For right now.
So why don't you get a I mean, if allowed wherever you at, why don't you get a rooster?
Well, you are allowed. I am allowed to get a rooster. The
Yeah.
only reason why I didn't get a rooster was just because I didn't really know what to expect. I feel like
Okay.
I would get one now, and I
Yeah.
was trying to be a little courteous to my neighbors, but
True.
people get
True.
dogs all the time and don't ask you.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So why
But
not get a rooster? But roosters they're definitely protectors. They're gonna find the food for them, find the
yep.
water for them. They just live pimps.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
gonna take
Yeah.
care of them.
Right. They. Yeah. And when something happens, they're gonna try to
Definitely
protect.
defend them.
Yep. Protect them and everything
And
like
I
that.
heard usually those are the ones that have to get cooked up because they get a little aggressive
Yes,
sometimes. So
yes, very aggressive. The neighborhood kids, those are the ones that they catch and eat around here. They catch all the
hmm
roosters. They don't
the
mess with the
roosters.
yeah, they don't mess with the hens because obviously that definitely need the hens. But
Yeah,
yeah, when I see them, they always going for the roosters for sure.
yeah,
But yeah,
yeah. Because them
that
roosters will mess you up.
yeah, them roosters ain't no joke. Yeah, yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, so do they? So you saying that they just go around the neighborhood and stuff like that?
They do not go too far.
Okay,
Once they know where they want to go. So
right.
they go in my yard and they also go into only one of my neighbor's yards. They don't
Okay,
go into anyone else's yard.
right,
They go over there. They mostly stay under the house because our houses are built up off the ground
right, right.
on those blocks. So whenever it rains or something like that, they go under the house. But
Right.
at nighttime, or they going straight to the front, to the front door. So,
Yeah,
and at first I was like, I want to train them to go to their coop, but I was like, it is what it is.
right.
They
Yeah,
look cute out there,
yeah, right. Yeah, 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 for
and
sure.
every day, I didn't even have to train her. I have a table that I work on, or I have all my things on in the backyard.
Yeah.
Very close to the door, to my back door. Um, she saw me out there one day. She went up there and laid her egg, and that's where she goes every single time. So,
Okay, got
so
you.
they're definitely creatures of habit. So
Yeah,
once they find a spot they want to sleep at, they're gonna always go there. Once they want to find a spot that they want to lay their eggs at or nest at, that's going to be their spot. So
yeah. Nah, that's dope.
right now, they better thug it out here.
Right. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So I said, get you some chickens, lady. I'm gonna put
yeah.
in a good word with house management. It'll be a
Right.
good experience for the kids,
Yeah.
especially.
Well, I don't know about man. That's a whole nother episode right there with them jokers.
Well, we country. My kids love it. So.
Right, right. Yeah, and I think that's probably I think if they had them from chicks, it would be easier. But just wild birds out here, nah, they're not gonna, they're not those types of kids that just go out and chase, the chickens and go up to try to feed them and stuff like that. They
Yeah.
probably have to,
Get them some chicks. Get
yeah.
2 chicks. That's enough.
Yeah, I would definitely have to have an enclosure though out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't really have any. Well, we have cats and stuff that try to come around here. I don't have
They sell
kids.
the coops.
Yeah.
They sell coops on Amazon, big
Yeah.
enough for. I haven't seen anything big enough for two hands, but they have them. They're very small for like no more than $200.
Right. Right.
So if and with those you can move them around the yard, so you won't
Yeah.
have to keep them
Yeah.
in
I
the
like
same
those.
spot.
I like
So
those ones.
because
Yep. 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 Yep.
they're eating the grass and killing the grass and stuff, so you don't want to move it.
Yeah, getting the bugs and everything like that because we have
Hmm.
centipedes and we have roaches like Hawaii
They're gonna
is
eat it all.
Hawaii is bug capital, man.
Y'all on an island, you're
Yeah,
surrounded by water. It's just
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think that cause I was looking at chicken coops and stuff like that. You can find them on Craigslist and Facebook
mhm.
Marketplace out here, like really really easy. Cause I think a lot of people
Mhm.
do that.
Oh yeah.
Um, even people sell goats out here on a weekly basis.
I
So
mean, out here you can get them for free. I was just on Craigslist, looking at, just looking, and
right,
you can get goats out here for free. Goats, they're like 100, not even $100. So,
right, yeah, I know.
all this stuff is just very inexpensive. I paid $1 for my chicken per chick,
Wow.
so
Yeah. Yeah, you don't realize like how accessible it is to kind of wean yourself off the system until you really start
yeah,
looking. It's just like, oh, I thought it was $500 to for a chicken, and realizing
right.
that man, here's my spare change. Let me get a chicken real quick.
I don't even have to feed my chickens. I feed them because I'm bougie and I just want,
Right,
I want bougie chickens. So
right,
I feed them little tuna fish and stuff like that. But they're okay with the grubs and the grass and things
right.
like that. So,
Yeah, no,
but I
that's
have my little bell. I go outside in the backyard. I ring my bell and they come running every morning.
that's dope.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I can pretty much talk about this all day long. But I'm a wrap it right there. And
All right.
yeah, definitely come on next week, man, cuz I want to that's one of my passions right there. I can talk about
Right.
self-sufficient and homesteading type of stuff all day long. But
I'm gonna definitely be on next week. I ain't got no kids next Wednesday.
right,
I'm be on
right,
time.
right. Yeah, I appreciate you for calling in though.
Well, thank you for having me. I'll
All
see
right.
you next week.
All right, see you.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate everyone for stopping in for a good conversation. I actually got something that I really wanted to talk about and very passionate about. Homesteading, uh, getting off the system, budget, lifestyle, money. I you know those are definitely my topics. It's probably one of my favorite episodes for sure. Thanks Keisha for calling in. Appreciate you, Reebok Rob, Wayne, Boog, everybody in the chat, people that is just watching. I see you. I appreciate you. And for the verse, what do I have? Let me find it. Um, right now, I'm going out of Psalms 37, uh, verse 26. It says, the righteous are always generous and lend freely. Their children will be a blessing. And, I find that very part of life. It is about helping others and being and lending to our neighbors. What we do back in the day, we used to, grow crops and share crop. And, a person had goats and you would, hey, here's a goat and you have chickens and chickens. And, you know, kind of putting that in today's terms is, how are you helping your fellow, you know, person, fellow man, fellow, you know, community? How are you in your community? What are you doing? Are you volunteering? Are you helping, you know, through, you know, local organizations? Are you a generous, you know, giver? Do you, you know, or are you always kind of, you know, got your hand out looking for, you know, someone to give to you? So I just, you know, I just kind of, you know, pray that, you know, we all have a giving attitude towards, you know, us and helping each other in these times, whether that's through prayer, whether that's spiritual, whether that's health, whether that's knowledge, whether that's finances, wherever, you know, the next man needs help. I definitely feel like, you know, for the world, for America, for our communities to be better, it starts with us, you know. And if we work on ourselves, then eventually the compound would be a better place to live. And, you know, let's share knowledge. Let's share, you know, experiences and how to, you know, find peace in life. I appreciate everyone for stopping through. I thank y'all for still rocking with the show. I love y'all. And I don't know what this week is going to give us, but the last 2 weeks has been a lot. Yeah, so appreciate y'all. See y'all next week. Peace.
No pressure. Look how God done bless you. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it do, what the business is. Folk running over what the devil saying. Shoes, pants, chest, shoulders. Get up off me, don't get closer. It ain't over till it's over. Game breaker, big joke. Jesus like don't trip. Finna make the boat tip. Set the tone with that ice cold, but I won't slip. In my bag like road trip. Switch stands, do my dance, dog, he really don't miss. I don't need a crystal unless it's hot sauce, brother. And I ain't gotta sell my soul just to pop off, brother. Ain't no demon time when you anointed. I keep it regal like movies and hop out like I'm getting dropped off, brother. All smelling brand new. We don't rock with the flakes, call me shampoo. We just tryna spread that light, bring them lamps through. It's got me thinking that it's nothing that I can't do. Feeling like the champ too. We're just out here praising God, looking fly, you know, regular day. No pressure, look how God done bless you. Wonder why I'm feeling extra. Say what it do, what the business is. Folk running over what the